سلام للعالمين، ما يقصد المسلمين، يقصد كل العالمين اللي على وجه الأرض.
بلادنا الإمارات اليوم مثل النور اللي منور في أرض مظلمة، قدوة للآخرين.
Gentlemen, welcome to Abu Dhabi International Chess Festival. This year is 26th edition of the festival with a lot of tournaments, a lot of grandmasters are playing, many competition, master tournament, open junior tournament, a challenge match between two grandmasters, two leading chess world grandmasters, and a lot of side events like simultaneous exhibition, blitz tournament in a free day, and family tournament, and many other events. So this afternoon we have round 3 with Salem plays on the top board with still international master Nodirbek Yakuboyev, but honestly speaking, having 2575 rating, okay, of course you are almost reaching 2-6. I mean, it's grandmasters level, so I'm expecting here a very big fight. On board number 2, it's an Iranian derby. Parham Maksudlu plays with Idani Puya. Yeah, here you can see the game. 2 Iranian grandmasters are playing on board number 2. As I know, they are very good friends. They are preparing together for the games, analyzing a lot. So I don't know. So this is always a question in chess. Are you able to meet your friend, to play with your friend, to challenge your friend, or maybe we'll expect a quick draw? I hope this will be a good fight, big fight. So board number 1, yeah, Nodirbek Yakuboyev is sitting and playing with no one till the moment. So Grandmaster Salem is still not on the board. 7 minutes already. The game started for 7 minutes. We have 15 minutes delay. So don't forget this very important thing. So the moves will come around 6:15 local time. So this is anti-cheating measures, and it works here. The tournament is very friendly. The atmosphere is very nice. I mean, no conflicts, and I hope till the end of the tournament. Yeah, finally, Grandmaster Salem is. He's on the board. Okay, nowadays Salem start to be, let's say, a universal player, universal soldier, I would say. I mean, before he was only d4 player, but nowadays he can play, let's say, both hands. Yeah, starting with e4 open chess, or d4 close game. So both are both are good weapon in Salem's hands. So it depends of the very concrete preparation, but still I believe main weapon is the move d4 and to play this close game. Anyway, we can expect any move of Grandmaster Salem. So one more game on board 3 is Grandmaster Alexei Alexander from Belarus plays with a former coach of United Arab Emirates national team Bartosz Sochko from Poland. A very famous grandmaster, actually a very famous chess family, because not only him but also his wife is a very well-known grandmaster. She's leading grandmaster of Poland national team. So this is board number 3. On board number 4 we have 2 more grandmasters. I would say heavy and strong grandmasters. So Injic Alexander from Serbia plays with Daniil Yufa from Russia. A lot of interesting games. On board number 4, 2 more players with perfect score, 2 out of 2. Grandmaster Andrei Strățescu from Romania plays with Turkish Ilmaz Mustafa. Once again, very strong, very well-known grandmasters, and here we are expecting a big fight. Board number 5, Sengupta Deep, grandmaster from India, plays with Alexander Zubov from Ukraine. So first 5 boards we have only grandmasters, and on board number 6, 2 more grandmasters. So once again, Nodurbek Abdusaturov. So Nodurbek Yakubov is playing on board number 1 with Grandmaster Salem, and here we have another Nodurbek, this time Abdusaturov, plays with Sanal Wahab from Turkey. And on board number 5, this is Armenian Azerbaijan derby. Manuel Petrosyan from Armenia plays with Ulvi Badjarani from Azerbaijan. So really very interesting game. So d4, this d4 on board 1. So Salem, after a long thinking, so he was late for 7 minutes to the game and 3 more minutes to play the first move, d4. Of course, I don't believe it was the case that he didn't know what to play. He was just trying to concentrate, to arrange his, let's say, his thinking, his thoughts, his variation, and now the game started. So d4, and the players from Uzbekistan, they are very well known for a very tricky, let's say, opening preparation. So you really never know, and it's very hard to catch them in the opening. So they can play anything. They can prepare for one game and play just a half forgotten or little known variation. So let's try to guess if this will be the case. So d4, and okay, there is many choices. So knight f6, playing Grunfeld, but I don't believe, because Salem is a Grunfeld player himself. What else? So once again, this is really, the situation when grandmasters start to think from the very first move. So okay, I mean, it is, I can understand them, because a professional too some years ago. So really, it's not about you don't know what to play. No, of course they know a lot of chess, a lot of variations, a lot of ideas, but really they are trying to understand how to avoid that one, how to avoid this one, which move order to choose, to give less choices to my opponent. Yeah, this is actually the way of how grandmasters are thinking. So d4, and okay, it's really hard to predict. Once again, let's see on board number 2 if he can move Iranian Derby, and Idani Puya plays with Parham Maksudlu. So Parham Maksudlu in the morning round, yeah, this is French defense. French defense, very well known variation. It's not considered to be a main line, but it's quite playable. So bishop b4, taking on d5, take, and bishop d3. So it's a fighting game. Black plays usually here knight to f6 or knight to e7, sometimes c5 is a possible move. So exchange French, but it's not, I would not say, no, it was not actually exchange French. Actually, after bishop b4, knight c3, bishop b4 taking on d5, and bishop d3. Well, honestly speaking, this variation is considered to be harmless, I would say, for white. I mean, it's not easy to play for an advantage. Just white is trying to avoid, let's say, main variations, main lines, and just developing the pieces. Knight comes to e2, bishop to f4, castle short, a3 sometimes. So it's just a long game. So once again, we have just different approach to chess. So some players, they really loves to play a very long variation, very forced variation based on the home preparation, the home analysis. But some are just avoiding the main lines from the very first move. So I would say Iranian school of chess, if we can say like this. So thanks to Parham Maksudlu, he always tried to play a little known variations and trying to avoid the main preparation, to avoid some opening traps, and Idani Puya is the same. Actually, it's not fully. I mean, I can't say this is Iranian chess school, because, for instance, Alireza Firouzja, he plays completely different chess. He plays open chess, main variations, and trying sometimes to catch the opponent and to catch the opponent in the opening trap and the opening preparation, the home preparation. So yeah, it's just different players with different chess philosophy, or I would say different chess approach to the game. So once again, yeah, this is the position. Let's move back to board number 1. Board number 1, because after move d4, no, Noderbek is still thinking. This is not a very common situation in chess. Salem was thinking like for 3 minutes on his first move, and now it's Noderbek's turn to think. Maybe I know some players, they doesn't want to play with time advantage. They just want to be let's say with the equal time. Maybe he's waiting, like he will wait for 4 more minutes to play with equal time, just not to have a psychological disadvantage, yeah, just to play equal game. So it's not the time. So on d4, knight f6. So black keeps 5 minutes time advantage, c4. And now it's time to choose the opening. So g6, now e6, so Nimzo Indian setups, but still can be transposed to many lines. For instance, after d5, it's Queen's Gambit, Vienna Gambit, Slav defense. Okay, it's a very big choice, I mean, of the openings. And even after that, so really it can be a lot of transpositions to the other opponent. This is modern chess. So you start with one opening and later it turns out to be completely different. Yeah, so chess players are addicted to coffee. This is very well known. So, and if I'm not mistaken, so there is a kind of doping control in chess, so approved by International Chess Federation. And if I'm not mistaken, no more than 5 cups of coffee are allowed per day, per game. So otherwise, the FIDE commission, the FIDE anti-doping commission can catch you and maybe can punish you for consuming more coffee than it's allowed. So 5 cups of coffee. Me as a commentator already, I think I done my my 5 coffees for today. It's a long day in the office. It's a second round of today. So it's a double round, and here is a very nice atmosphere here in Abu Dhabi. So the tournament is organized very well, despite of a very big number of the participants. So 200, more than 250 in open tournament, 150 and Masters tournament, and from tomorrow junior tournament will start with more than 100 tournaments, more than 100 participants. So really a big festival, a huge festival. So knight f3 and b6. Yeah, this is queen's Indian, and the move a3, Petrosian variation. Actually, nowadays I saw in the many books they call this system Petrosian Kasparov. Well, really, in my times when I was teenager, when I was just starting to play chess, the variation was known as a Petrosian. So yes, I mean, indeed, Kasparov played a lot of this a3 variation, especially in his early chess career in the 80s. But it's hard to name the variation upon his name. So for me, this is a Petrosian variation. So the idea is very simple. I just don't allow the bishop comes to b4, and after bishop to b7, white will complete his development with knight c3. So if you want to study this variation, really I would recommend you to study Kasparov's early games on this. So his victory over Ulf Andersson and many other games. So knight c3. Of course, nowadays theory went already very far. So there is a lot of possibilities here. So d5 is the main move. This I would like to, yeah, this d5. Okay, it's thousands of games played. Another move is knight e4, but this is considered to be slightly worse, because after knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, e3 followed by bishop d3, or even maybe here even bishop g5 or bishop e4, bishop f4. White gets some advantage, and even black can play, I would say, a little bit strange moves here like g6. But of course I can't recommend this kind. So d5 is the main move here without any doubts. So the central strategy move is just good enough. So d5, white usually takes on d5, black captures back by knight, because after taking by pawn, bishop g5 or even g3, white gets a long-term pressure over the center. All right, so, and after knight takes d5, just I would like to mention knight takes d5, queen c2 is the main line. By the way, Grandmaster Salim, he played a lot of games and this line. I don't know if hundreds, but many games. And just recently in the d5, yeah, of course this is the main move, no surprises. C takes d5 or bishop g5. Yeah, c takes d5. So yeah, just I would say 2 weeks ago, or maybe something like 20 years ago, Salim played a game in the round 8 of Najdorf Memorial in Warsaw in Poland against Ukrainian, if I'm not mistaken, Grandmaster Shevchenko, and it was a very big battle. Salim took probably more than it was requested, more risk, and he lost. But the game was really interesting, and with a lot of tactical idea and a lot of interesting moves played. So knight takes d5 and knight takes d5. Yeah, I don't believe there is any move. Yeah, correct. And queen c2. Here I can, or e3 actually. Yeah, which is transposing. Yes, e3, followed by bishop d3 and c4, and e4 later on. So e3, c5 is the move, or knight takes c3 first. So knight takes c3, b takes c3, bishop e7, bishop d3, castle short, queen c2, this small provocation. Sometimes white plays, sometimes not. h6, castle short, c5, e4, and here very important move, queen to c8, forcing white to move the queen to e2, and here black completes his development by taking on d4, and bishop a6, changing very important bishops. Rook d1, and still there is hundreds of moves of theory here. Okay, not hundreds, but at least 15 to 20 moves of theory to follow. So Salim plays a lot of games here. I don't know exactly what is Nadurbek Yakuboyev experience on playing this kind of position. No, black choose another line, so knight d7, yeah. Bishop to d3, no doubts this is the move to follow, so bishop d3, bishop e7, castle short, e4, knight takes c3, b takes c3, and c5. Same structure, a little bit different play. I mean, but you know, the plan is more or less the same. White just play queen e2, bishop f4, bringing the rooks to d1, to e1, and start to play on the king side. Slightly better position for white thanks to space advantage, but nothing concrete. So it's just a play, just a game. All right. So this is the current position, and let's move to board number 2, Iranian Derby, where, yeah, this is the position where Idani Puya plays his countryman Parham Maksudlu. Very slow development. So castle short. This is the current. No, this is the current position. So black is thinking to make castle or not. Actually, I can advise black here to move bishop f5 first, trading the bishops is a very good idea, because after take on f5, knight takes f5, I don't have bad pieces anymore. So white, it's French bishop on c8 is always an issue, but after that, I mean, black is absolutely fine. Okay, there is some small, I mean, slight initiative for white, but I don't believe can bring white some benefits. No, castle short, so it's a safe move for black, castle short, and still bishop f5 is a threat. So bishop f4, bishop g5 is the move to play. Maybe white can play here a3. Black is more or less, actually black is not forced to take on c3. Black can play bishop d6, but in this case white can play knight b5 and take the bishop at least. Unless after bishop f5, I don't know, the position is so equal that really it's very hard to find some fighting ideas here. Let's say knight g3, I can take on d3, queen takes d3, even a6, knight d6, queen d6. I don't believe white can achieve anything real here. So it's just equal position. equal and very quiet game. So maybe, you know, I have the feeling here we will have a quick draw, or maybe not a quick draw, but a very quiet position. So maybe we can move to board number 3. I meant not now, but later on, yeah, to follow the game of Alexei Alexandrov from Belarus with playing with white pieces against Bartosz Soczko from Poland. Okay, let's move back to board number 1, because we'll stay on that game, because Salem is very well known for his fighting spirit, so I don't believe here we will see a quick draw. So bishop to d3, and Nodorbek Ekuboev is still thinking. So once again, I mean, black can choose many different moves order, like taking on c3 is one of the main option, playing c5, but as I know, this one wasn't considered a very accurate move, because at least white can take on d5 now and getting, let's say, better structure, because bishop takes d5, I have the move e4, and somehow white gets the control over the center. And after pawn takes e5, pawn takes d5, I don't know, white can play slowly, like b3, castle, bishop b2, and playing in the center against hanging pawns. So soon pawn c5 and d5 will be hanging. So once again, c5 is not very precise move, but okay, still playable, nothing wrong with. Bishop e7 is the main move here. So once again, after bishop d3, so Nodorbek Ekuboev is thinking which one to choose, which move is the most precise, or maybe he knows. Okay, I'm sure about that he knows, and just he's trying to choose the best move order, and really this is important. This is important because you are avoiding a lot of side lines, a lot of dangerous lines, and if he wants to go to the main line, he needs to avoid he needs just to play precise move order. Okay, so once again, what do we have here? Yeah, I would like to mention on board number 1 the game of international master, young international master from China, Xu, playing with white pieces against Bahadur Jobava. So Jobava he was our guest after his second round win in the morning round. So very interesting game with a lot of tactical and positional ideas, and you know, watching his game, follows his game, you never be bored, because really he plays highly original chess with not so much theory, and he is very creative player. So if you want to see some very interesting chess, not very long line variations and not long theory, follow Bahadur Jobava's best games, and really you will enjoy a lot of game of chess. All right, so once again, back to board number 1, no big changes. Bishop d3, and actually, really, I don't know, why do you need to lose time in the opening? Why do you need to lose time in the opening? Especially, of course, you place this very sharp variation, and you have to know at least the idea or precise move order. So once again, I have my colleague here to join me, very well known grandmaster, coach, commentator, and just a good person.
Yes,
Dmitry Komarov from Ukraine.
Thank you, Ariel, yes.
And do not forget, he was or he's still Salem's coach.
No.
Not anymore.
But Petrosian system we tested, yes, in our... Even Salem told how many blitz games we played in King's Indian, yes, and he gave me same mate like gave in round 2. So, now Petrosian system, yes, current position, or
Yeah,
they
the-
made some moves?
After bishop d3, I think Yakuboev just made a move. So
c5 or knight c3?
I
or
think knight takes c3. Yeah.
It's not easy to play, you know, Petrosian system not easy for both sides. What I saw, like another my student, Michal Sarin, recently played against Ivanchuk, yes, and
With white pieces.
with white pieces.
All right.
So Salim c5.
Taking
Now,
on c3. Taking
I
on c3.
remember even I played, okay, I do something. Salim now, you know how he can like bishop b2, flexible, strange move. Bishop e7, queen c2, and if g6, for example, h4. So without castle, maybe try play bishop b2, c4. You know, line. I
And
don't
here
know.
c4.
No, queen c2 start.
Starting with
Or wait for castle. How to wait for castle? Which move we can wait for black's castle? He's Salim also thinking.
no, he did play c4. He did play e4. Sorry.
Already played e4.
Yeah.
So
So this time no surprises.
no, sir. But I remember I played when I was young. I played bishop f4 to not let queen to come on c7. You know, some move. I'm trying about rare move top.
But hang on, if I start with queen c7, but I don't believe queen on c7 is a good piece, is a good
No, you should,
square
I
for the
think.
queen, because later on you cannot take on d4 because I'll play
And
rook c1 by
rook
tempo.
c1. But what else?
Okay, just
Who's move? I think Salim move.
no
Salim.
no e4. I can take on d4.
Salim moving.
No, he
now.
played bishop to e7.
Okay.
played bishop to
Bishop
e7.
e7. Yes. So Salim, I am now advising maybe bishop f4. Why not? And not easy play for black here.
Okay,
Okay, castle, castle. Oh, see, school is, you know, I can predict.
Of course, you
when
know.
you are working with somebody, yes, you can predict what he will.
Honestly speaking, I think Salim played a lot of blitz games
Yes,
with this
oh,
opponent,
yes.
with you and with many other
Yes,
grandmasters.
yes,
So he knows
yes.
a lot.
Bishop
Another-
f4 because
But you know, we know one thing. Recently, he played in Najdorf Memorial in Warsaw this year with white piece, and he lost in the 8th round with young Ukrainian Kirill Shevchenko.
oh, Shevchenko is also here, and if we talk about Shevchenko, I am surprised that Shevchenko lost today. Same player, one Indian player who won against Kuibakarov yesterday, 2,220.
Really?
Really. This player
Wow.
now playing for Grandmaster North.
So
Yeah.
beating two grandmasters in two
Yes,
rounds.
I think we should. I saw Dmitry Komarov #1. I think it's not fair. We should move little bit when our
It
commentator
doesn't matter.
put
We-
your
we-
name.
we are-
Yes, first, even
most-
by alphabetic order.
No, we are
Yes.
a team, so it doesn't matter. The most important is just
What Salim looking? Maybe Blitz tournament we have on Saturday. Not Saturday, on 6.
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday 6. Yes, Tuesday 6 big Blitz tournament. Yes, with.
So if you are in Abu Dhabi or let's say
Yes.
Dubai or in Emirates, you,
You
can
can
join
come.
our team. But don't forget to register.
Yes, it
Because
is
you need
registration.
you need
yes.
to register in time. Otherwise, if you come directly to the chess tournament, maybe you will
They
miss the
will not-
place.
No, they will not accept. I think its registration will stop. I think
No,
on 6.
here the tournament
Never
is,
stop.
here the tournament is very friendly. I don't believe
No, sometimes there is
organizing
no
committee
place in tournament.
will not accept entries.
And now in UAE, as we today talk, yes, so many tournaments. Yes, they have even a Blitz tournament after this tournament.
Yes, so
With big
immediately
prizes,
after
yes.
immediately after this tournament.
Immediately, yes, in
So
Dubai.
next day, so the last round here is August 10, and next day we have a blitz tournament in Dubai. So with a very
What is first
good-
prize? Like
good
15,000 dirhams.
I
or
think 10,
10,
and
something.
many players from Abu Dhabi Festival are already registered. Even me, I would say that
You
I'm,
registered, so
I'm one
you
of the
have-
players there. So what about
No,
you?
mine,
What
I'm
about Noah,
traveling
Dmitry?
next this 11. I'm traveling.
Yeah, of course, you respect these public holidays. You
Yes,
go
we are going to public holidays.
you go
yes.
to
Yes,
vacation.
I will back. Yes.
No vacation for me, so I'll be
No,
here in the
but
club.
maybe you will try to win something. Yes, or enjoy.
Yes, at least
or
enjoying
enjoy.
some blitz games, some
Yes.
playing some games
Against
because
strongest players. Salim registered. Salim even not for number one.
Maksudlu is 2-7.
2-7,
And
maybe.
we have many other grandmasters are playing
Yes.
in the event.
So bishop f4. What's idea? Idea after bishop f4. Okay, you told queen c7. It's not nice place for queen, but after feeling, little bit cramped. Queen d8, knight d7. Okay, you can play knight f6. I will play queen e2. What after? You will play rook c8, castle.
Okay, let's go move by move.
Move
Yeah?
by move. Castle, castle, castle.
Right, knight
Knight
f6.
f6 or rook c8. Knight f6. Queen e2, for example. How you will attack
Rook
c8?
c8.
Rook d1.
Which one?
Which one? Maybe f.
F1. Otherwise, you
And
lose the
put
pawn.
maybe yes.
And
And
can I try
take
to
like rook
sacrifice an
c3.
exchange?
Yes. Yes. I try. I remember all my, maybe you like young years. All I try to sacrifice. A4, I lost against Yepeshin, I remember.
But once
oh,
again-
CD4.
Okay, I can sacrifice, but I found a nice place for my queen.
Yes, queen
Queen
a8.
to
Yes.
It's typical idea.
But when you will play queen d8, I will maybe move something like
D5. It's
d5.
time to-
But need to check e d5. What happened? Yes.
He takes
e d5, e takes d5. What shall I do? What shall I do? E take d5
Bishop
or
E5?
bishop e5?
Now
May-
bishop e5.
D take. You will sacrifice.
Yeah, or rook takes d3. And if you
E
play e5, I play knight e4.
Knight e4, okay, I like your position. Anyway, I'm bishop c5.
Yeah, and bishop c5. Yeah. Probably we are a little bit too far.
Yes, too far. But, okay, I can,
So this is the current position
Mhm.
after.
also I can play, okay, he took.
Yes.
Maybe too early.
We don't know exactly.
don't know.
We don't
There's
know
no-
exactly because still maybe the players are on their own home preparation.
Yes, so what? Where is some, okay, knight f6, maybe short castle.
Yeah, no,
Where
short,
to
short
put
castle is the
queen?
move.
Maybe I can put queen like queen d2, rook e1, can?
Let's say after castle short,
Yes,
castle
something
short,
like this.
knight f6.
Knight f6, something like rook e1.
rook e1. Yeah.
Yes, to prevent your idea.
Actually, why not?
Why not? Yes.
I like this idea. I like this move because queen can be useful.
Queen somewhere on b3, maybe
and
on
if
d2.
rook c8.
Rook c8, okay, let's to see what you want. Rook c3, okay, you want. Queen d2, most probably. What is your next move?
There is no good place.
No
for the
good,
queen.
please. Yes.
Hang on, I
that's-
can play queen d7.
Queen d7, otherwise, yes, and you provoke me. But here, maybe time for me to play d5, e5, e5, and knight is handy.
I don't have knight e4.
But
idea.
you have knight h5 and g6, so something
No,
you
knight
can,
on g5. I don't know. Somehow.
and now maybe like d4. Well, because knight is not under some bishop h7, knight g5 check.
Yeah.
No, it's like we are, it's
Bishop
how
takes
to
e7,
tell. Oh,
queen e7. and-
we are very far, of course.
Yeah.
Of just talking about ideas.
Yeah, queen d7, d5. I agree. This is very
Maybe
strong
yes.
move.
Let's to see what Salim, how he will put it. Now it's maybe like fresh start for both players because it's not a line which very popular. Yes, and not taste.
Yeah, actually, bishop r4. I don't remember this line. I mean, but bishop b2. I know
Bishop b2, but bishop f4 is not bad place for bishop. You are not let queen, comfortable develop. Just you can rook c8, okay, knight f6, okay. What after?
Yeah.
Rook c7 you cannot, queen c7 you can, queen d7 under knight e5. So he took on d4 by the way. This we saw. cd,
Yeah.
cd, yes. Now what? Short castle. Short castle, by the way, it's even I don't know, not by rook c1.
h4. No,
okay,
this is too
okay, too much.
This is too
Short
much.
castle we will make.
Yeah.
Maybe rook c8 he will play.
And rook e1, yeah?
Rook e1 or queen d2 or what about queen b3? Other strange move.
Queen b3
Why?
this time.
Idea somehow support d5. Maybe rook a d1, bishop b1, rook e1 and push d5.
Yeah. very
But I am
interesting
coming
setup.
under knight c4. Okay, possible. Let's start something new. You know, now time to play
Yeah, very
everything
interesting.
now. Computers telling about every. You know, every move is possible now.
Right. So queen b3, yeah, it's very interesting.
Some
development.
openings I saw yesterday. It's like Volokitин position. Something new for me was. So let's to check.
A lot of
Solid.
surprises
A lot
in this
of
tournament.
surprises,
This
yes.
tournament. So still black is thinking.
Think strange CD4. You know what he's? He's afraid of short castle d5. Maybe. For example, here short castle d5. Can you? Don't believe bishop 8. Don't believe. Yes.
Takes on h7, takes on h7, queen d5. I don't know.
Too
knight
premature,
f6.
maybe this bishop. Yes. This.
Yeah, d5. move.
CD4. I mean.
Yeah,
Yes.
looks
what-
playable.
Looks playable.
I don't know. Okay,
But-
queen f5 check and then queen h3 check.
So he decided, you know, strange. He took on d4 and started to think. Yes. If me, I will think before take cd4. But
Yeah.
I'm old school.
Yes.
Yes, old. Now, okay, knight f6, bishop b5 check is possible. I don't know it's good
So
or
knight
not.
f6, bishop b5. Yeah.
Or queen a4 check. Some check.
By the way, and if I retreat the king,
Yes.
now somehow you are forced to move your central pawn
Yes, but maybe I can give queen a4 check.
instead, yeah?
Yes, this is. Again, I force it. Yes.
And if I play king f8 this time,
Yes, again, I force it.
I can retreat my queen. No, I cannot retreat my queen
You
to c2.
can rook c8,
No,
queen
I
b1
cannot.
or
I'll play queen c8.
Okay, aha, and
I
now
tricked you.
it's yes. Now you tricked me.
Yes, I
Okay.
think
Now it's
No.
short. Anyway, short castle. Yes, he played
castle short, castle short.
castle short. Yes. Okay, Yakuboev. I remember he's playing Sharjah tournament also. I remember he played against Salim recently. Not need to. Who is now in? Okay, we can check.
Here we have
Mega, yes.
three young
Uzbek.
Uzbeki players. All are already member of national team.
Yakuboev,
Yakuboev
Abdusatorov, and Sindarov.
Sindarov. Yeah, all three are. I mean, very
Who was
strong.
last time champion? Yakuboev, Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan champion.
Yes, with big score.
I think no. I think Sindarov.
Or Sindarov, miss. Some,
Sindarov,
you
and
know,
he scored his last
with-
GM norm, Grandmaster norm. He's
need to also, yes.
so I would just yeah. So to me, let's continue this
You know,
idea.
now it's not like Indians, but Uzbek is so many also coming now, strong new. So now
Yeah, so this is, I would
we
say,
need to remember names, and we not, you know, and results also. Okay.
So let's, if you take like the Asian nation, I would say this Uzbekistan is like after, let's say, India, China, Iran. Maybe it's on the 4th place, or maybe it's even better than Iran. What do you
Like,
think?
yes, they will like challenge Iran now.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay, now it's growing also Vietnam.
Vietnam.
yes.
What do you know about Vietnamese players?
I'm
Because really, I'm not
don't
very familiar
know,
with them.
Yes, yes, very difficult. Yes.
And what about Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka also?
Because-
Where is this great news? One my former student from Sri Lanka. No, I am consulting him time to time. He won, you know, award like best sportsman of year.
In Sri Lanka.
Yes, in Sri Lanka, he beat these cricket players. His first time, Tilakaratne, Harshana Tilakaratne. He won award for the best Sri Lankan sportsman.
And what is his achievement in chess?
Achievement, okay, he scored IM norm. He got more than 2,400. And last year he won Commonwealth under 16. It's like Indian Open Championship.
Right, yeah,
It was in India, so he won
Most
Indian
of the
Open.
players are from India.
It was
and they're
90%, yes, Indians. And So and he started to play good chess. He improved a lot. Yes.
Okay, very good.
But recognize was surprised for everybody is SMS. You know what? And he won like
The best
sportsman of year.
in Sri Lanka.
It's
Congratulations, Dmitry. This is also your achievement. Your
it's
because,
like I am
maybe not
not direct. Yes.
but anyway, you are working in
No,
Sri
I
Lanka for
hope-
1 year, so
Yes, I know it's grow. Some good players grown. Okay, level is improved, but they're still in Ireland. So they have, by the way, many tournaments. I will promote. Okay, I have. It's in not its publicity, but what's after what? By the way, let's to start how we will visit Sri Lanka. Do you enjoy?
yeah, it was a very nice place. I mean, especially it was on the
Ocean,
exactly.
food,
Everything was fun, very good conditions. so that-
resorts, yes. So what happened after? Unfortunately, some bombs, was explosion. And Sri Lanka from 1st August, what they did, there is no anymore, no, for 6 months, they remove visa fee for 50 nations, and they reduce some airplane fares. So now it's, and what
They're
chess-
trying to bring back
about
tourists,
chess,
but-
August and September it will be tournament non-stop in Sri Lanka. In small places, but tournament will be non-stop. So for people who really, yes, they need to check Sri Lankan Chess Federation or some group in Facebook and check and go, yes, if you need some vacation this time, I eat vacation or
So your
Yeah.
recommendation
yes,
is to go to
yes,
Sri Lanka.
go to Sri Lanka. If you don't scare to lose Elo points,
All right. I
yes,
was thinking not to lose life. Airplanes are not that important, you know.
okay,
it's,
yes, exploded. They was
yeah,
very
it was,
dangerous in
yes.
some place, which was one of my favorite was explosions also.
All right, let's go.
Okay,
let's
by
go
the way,
back.
knight f6 we saw move, and I remember here I played something like queen b1 even.
Whoa,
You know this direct threat.
queen to b1.
b1, why? And bring rook on c1, some idea? Queen e2.
Queen e2 without
Queen
thinking.
e2, without thinking.
Okay, but just for our auditorium, queen b1 is also a playable idea, very
Playable
interesting.
idea. I win tempo. Maybe I will develop one rook on d1, one rook on a2. Why not? Maybe I will push rook
A4,
d1,
A5.
a4. Yes, a4, a5.
Yeah.
By the way, it's not bad move. It's critical move also.
So recommendation from Grandmaster Komarov. Here,
Yes, to check queen b1.
Queen
also.
b1 move. So please, if you have some
time
to analyze this move, queen by is
so this
Grandmaster
setup,
recommendation.
bishop f4 and queen b1, queen e2 is not bad set. Only problem like we are pointed rook c8, rook c3 counterplay they have. So you need, okay, put, now I don't know, now maybe I can take pawn on h7.
Yeah,
If
this is-
not, or
this is
yes or
always,
no.
This is always
Always, critical, yes,
Yeah.
can, no. Some people doesn't.
okay. I don't know if I play knight h5 here. I take and bishop e.
Ye-
Take and
okay,
bishop
need to
e4.
check.
Yeah, this is very
Need
very
to
complicated.
check. Need to check. Need to check. So let's put queen on e2,
So anyway,
rook
Salim,
on c2, c8, for example. Salim, by the way, on his style, he can sacrifice pawn on. It's I don't know.
I
Is
agree.
it sacrifice? Rook c1 can play, but maybe.
which rook? I mean this
This
one.
rook.
Yeah, most probably
but
this
maybe
one. And
in
after
this-
rook takes c1,
after take by rook.
and if bishop takes a3.
Something like rook a1 or rook c7. Need to again check.
So rook c7, I'll play queen a8.
You will do, but rook a1.
But rook a1, yeah.
Mhm. Should be better.
Take the pawn back, yeah.
Should be better.
Yes. I
But rook fc1, I think they can play something better than rook take. But maybe not bad this take, because take queen a8, I have something.
agree. Exactly.
Yes.
This is I wanted to say just queen
Uh-huh.
a8 here because you don't
Yes.
have rook c7 because I'll play
Yes.
bishop to d8.
Yes, but I need to sacrifice
A pawn.
real pawn, yes.
So what is the move? D5 here?
D5, knight D2.
Knight D2.
Knight D2 you will take. And what I have? Also problem. No, not knight.
I don't see.
Yes,
like,
don't see anything, yes.
Yeah, just a clear
Maybe
continuation.
rook c1, now I don't like. So, a4 move, it's logical, and let you sacrifice.
And after rook c3,
Yes, something like bishop d2 at least, or
bishop to d2, yeah?
strange move.
Okay, I would sacrifice.
You will
without,
sacrifice
without
without thinking, yes. Now chess
Bishop's
is
pair plus,
yes.
plus square on d5.
No,
And
no need.
I think black
So,
is
we should
totally fine. I mean, just
consider seriously this.
right. This is
Rook c8 needs our expectation.
once again. Can I?
What?
Oh, this is the idea. Rook to d1.
Yes,
And if rook
and
c3,
rook
d5.
c3, d5. Yes, using e5.
Exactly. So you can probably you
Take.
cannot take because
Okay.
I play d5.
Any
e5
move
now.
like knight h5, now you can play like bishop d2, knight d4.
Right.
Yes.
Right. With positional compensation.
Yes, some compensation. G4 idea also.
Knight d4,
So,
g4.
So what?
Rook c8. He did play.
He played, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now
Salem
I
is-
think rook f to d1 is just.
So how many games we have? Two. Yes.
Yes. Let's go to board number 2. This
Yeah.
Iranian derby.
Ah. Okay.
Iranian derby. Parham Maksudlu plays with Puya Idani.
What is
This
what?
is maestro.
Petro?
French.
French.
Exchange French. I mean, I don't know. Can we call this exchange
Bishop b4.
Yeah, look how it
line
is.
bishop c3. No, I know. Should be because Maksudlu always playing something old with new ideas. Yes. This is
This was the-
Glek variation.
Glek variation. huh?
Glek
This-
variation.
This is the official name of the
Yes,
variation.
we can call Glek variation. Glek now he's okay, member of
So Igor Glek is a
Yes.
very famous Russian grandmaster. By the way, once he was top 20 in the world.
even he was number 12 or near top 10. No, he was number 12 one time. He
Really?
reached it,
So
yes.
high.
So, and
Wow,
now
that's-
he is in, okay, it's parliament of some of Moscow districts. Yes, or he is like
So
parliament
he's a deputy,
member.
parliament
no,
member.
Parliament, yes, member of parliament of some district, but in Moscow some district is like country, in some small countries. So,
All right, not bad.
not bad.
Not bad career for a
And
chess player. So.
Yes, and
You know, it's of course for you need this some let's say strategical thinking.
strategical.
Yes, some calculation. Why not? And of course
So he is
psychology.
like politician but close to people, to local people. He is not far from so. And as we know, Glek, he can do some career, yes?
Actually, I don't know him very well.
Yes, it's not your job. But okay, he can do something for people, yes. I think
Okay,
he's
we wish
starting
him good
from,
luck.
from down to up, not from up. Yes, it's good start, yes.
Okay.
From
so
district.
Who knows?
from
Maybe one day
region,
we will
yes. So now is
see him.
white to move. As a French player, I like.
No, here is
Black.
black to move
Black.
because my last move is c4 and
But
here
already
black to-
played. C4.
What do you think about this position?
You know, as maybe just take on d3 and check by what you will take.
Of course, by queen because otherwise
But
my structure
maybe,
is.
yes, I
trapped.
want to see your structure.
No,
And
this one I don't believe because I have this
yes,
weakness.
this is some English position from some, you know, English
C4,
with G to
C4,
C4,
E5.
E5. But queen d3, my idea was to take on c4 and play queen d5. Can I do this? And use your some, but position like this, no rook b1, no b, because for example, queen d5, knight d5, c4, knight c3, I can play something like this.
Or knight takes d4.
Oh, knight takes d4, yes, this,
Yeah, but just
Wait,
it's
wait.
simply losing.
yes. So maybe I can play something better than queen, maybe I can play some similar idea, like knight f5. So,
But if I retreat my queen to d3,
yes, something
Maybe one day, okay, I can play c4, d5. I don't believe I'm in time to play like bishop b2, c4, d5, and give you checkmate on g7. Because this is a dream. This is a
Maybe
dream.
queen f5 even.
Queen f5, yeah, chasing my queen.
Something like I want some good place for my.
Yeah, this is very strong.
I like position of
Yeah.
c4 maybe too early, or he played already.
He did play.
He
Maybe we
played.
can have the camera
I
view,
have
so-
some feeling, some dynamic should be.
Yeah, this is the position.
Rook on b1 and b6. It's
Yeah.
little bit change.
It's
This is what I remember. Yes, rook was on b1 is changing situation, but not much.
and the knight is not on e2 on f3. Once again, so this we
okay.
have 15 minutes delay and really
You know, it sometimes happened.
yeah, we cannot follow the game.
Now it's not all working properly. So anyway,
Oh, bishop f5, yeah. Rook b1, b6, and c4. Yeah, this is the current position. So now, once again, I would like to remind you that we have 15 minutes delay, and sometimes we cannot
Yes,
follow
yeah.
the game.
we are trying.
Yeah, so this is the position. Yeah, it's completely different. Completely different with the knight on
What
e3.
to do.
But once again, I believe still I
Okay,
believe
you
your
can take, yes. You
I
can.
believe your recommendation is
It's
still good.
it's like Petrov little bit.
Right.
remind.
The only difference, the knight is on f6 on Petrov.
I need to improve somehow.
So if the knight will be on f3,
Yes,
this is Petrov.
Yes,
Just-
this is
Just,
good.
just Petrov. Exactly. So still the knight on e7, yeah? So once again, can I play here queen d3 or the same move queen f5 will follow?
I will try. I am not sure, but I will try. Normal positions.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
What else than bishop take d3? Can you suggest something? It's enough.
Or
Like queen d7.
but can I try to play for a blockading? Let's take a knight a5. I don't know. In
Yes,
Petrov,
also.
and
okay,
Petrov, this is a
yeah,
typical idea.
oh.
But I'm a little bit
Knight
afraid.
g5 is
Exactly,
chaos.
exactly.
But maybe here knight g6 and knight coming on same, you know.
Oh, this is
because-
kind of double attack.
Yes, double attack suddenly.
Attacking c4 and
yes,
e1.
yes. Suddenly we got.
But hang on, let's just take material.
Okay. No, you are.
I'm not afraid of your check. Just
but-
just a check.
Okay,
just-
check always good.
Check is always good. Okay, queen f1.
Okay. And now can I take and play just rook d8?
Takes and rook to d8. With a clear intention.
Not
What
bad.
can I
Rook
do?
b5, a6. Maybe I have also knight e7 always, yes.
Okay,
Even I can play.
let's go crazy.
Oh, yes, crazy started, yes.
Takes and c4.
And now he has choice knight a5 or dc up. Maksudlov is
chess.
black. Okay, Maksudlov is black. So, Idani, they know everybody. Yes.
Hey, they know very good each other.
Each other, yes, they know each
I've
other.
actually, I saw they are very good friends and they are
Yes,
analyzing
Queen d5,
together.
my move. But I
Very
like
good-
your idea,
Very
knight
good
a5.
intuition, Grandmaster. So
No,
queen
why
d5.
not put pieces in center?
Yeah,
Yes.
old school. Yeah.
Still position. Salim made the move. What Salim
Let's
played?
go back to board number one.
Yes,
and
Salim made move. We saw he is walking around table. So he played
rook to e1.
e1, deep move.
We didn't even expect this idea. Didn't analyze. So what's the idea?
Maybe
after?
he will after rook c3 will play rook a d1 and give to you
Give the pawn.
everything. Yes.
But can I play bishop to d2, move back because now the pawn is defended?
Yes. It's
This is like this.
my idea improved. Take and be rook a1, and now you are
But I
slightly.
have a question. Can I play queen e7 here? I don't want to give you the pawn. Probably I'm not, but
Maybe
I cannot.
e5 bishop g5 somehow.
E5.
But need or maybe start with bishop g5. Maybe
starting
start
with
with
bishop g5. Yeah, actually I'm under big pressure here because e5 is coming.
e5 is coming, but maybe I should start with it.
No, you know, I think white
No,
is
I
ready
will
to
take on
sacrifice.
f6. Even like this, yes.
Black is in big trouble. So
Look, 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 look. We analyze it. What we analyze it? Let's to explain
Yeah.
because, okay, we analyze rook c3.
Rook c3.
Salim played very clever move, looks, to protect on e4 from rook exchange sacrifice.
exactly.
Okay, we are going to rook c3, bishop d2, rook take a takes, rook a1 logically, queen e7. We are trying to be greedy. I don't know.
Okay, probably bishop e7 is a better
Bishop
try.
e7 looks white is better.
Yes, look, white
Yes.
is slightly better. Okay,
White is better.
and if queen e7,
If queen e7, okay, we have bishop g5, we have e5, back. Maybe we have something direct here.
e5, yeah.
And some like bishop g4, queen e4.
What about this typical sacrifice,
Oh,
maestro?
Maestro,
You know that this
Yes.
is like every lesson I explain this idea in the
Yes.
club, like bishop takes
And even
h7.
here working, yes.
This is typical
Yes.
checkmate idea. This,
Checkmate, queen e7, yes.
yeah. So if king g6, how to give
Queen
me
e4, where is?
queen
oh,
d3? By the
Queen
way, I can
d3
attack.
at least, yes.
Actually, this is the easiest way because you don't have the rook to play rook
Yes.
h7, to play rook h8 and just
yes,
mate to
and
follow,
mate, yes.
or just black lose the queen.
Excellent. So, maybe it's deep preparation anyways. I'm playing rook c3, he is going to preparation.
Rook to c3. I still have the feeling both players are
No,
on their,
no.
on their
this
home
I
analysis.
think Yakuboyev out.
Is out,
Oh.
yeah, of his
But
preparation.
Salim, let's to see Salim what.
No, honestly speaking, I saw Salim playing this one, maybe blitz or rapid,
See,
Bishop to d2.
see. Rook c7,
instantly, immediately.
immediately.
So
Is
black
it
got-
preparation? a4, my move, yes. I prefer white position, yes.
But now I got
And
I
queen.
got some squares for the rook, for the queen. I can go
Oh, there still maybe.
a5. You know, this is the
What,
still,
what?
still the
A-
game.
Which
Still
game?
the game. Still the I'm sure that I
No,
saw
now
this.
it's you saw.
I saw this.
But Salim will play something like h4 now or h3. Some more.
What about rook b1? I
Rook
don't know
b1.
which one. Which one,
also.
grandmaster?
Who knows? Yes, rook b1. What's black idea?
This one.
No, after rook b1. How black will
Which
defend?
rook, maestro?
Okay, any rook.
Any rook. Okay.
Okay, one rook maybe bishop c6. Another rook I don't want.
Because the rook
I
on
like
e1
on
is
e1.
still and a good attacking position.
Yes. What you can play? Rook d7.
How to deal with b6 pawn?
Bishop c6, but bishop c6 losing.
He's losing.
Rook b1 is, yes, you should if like Carlsen.
How
I
to
mean,
protect the pawn?
how to protect? What's a5? What's
Can black play move the rook to where? And once again to move the rook? Too
yes,
many moves
for
with
what?
the same
And
piece.
after bishop b5, no, not bishop. Rook d7, I saw something. Maybe just prepare.
Bishop c3, prepare to
yes,
move knight
prepare
e5.
knight e5, protect.
This and knight e5 to follow.
Yes. yes.
That's very dangerous position. Very
Why
dangerous
he
position.
went here without much thinking? What a5? Although I know chess is now so concrete, but which computer or which game told him to play a5?
Oh yeah, rook b1 looks
Let
simple,
to see
obvious.
Salim face. Just I want to see Salim.
Or maybe Yakuboyev's face, yeah?
Let to see, yes.
Yeah,
camera.
let's go back.
It's very strange how the black went here without too much.
No, I mean,
Thinking.
a5 is a big commitment, I think. It's like,
Yes,
I don't know,
but
it's
you
the move
told
that you don't
somebody
want to
play.
play. I saw this structure for sure, I saw this idea, but,
But
maybe, not
exactly. Maybe with bishop on b2.
Yeah, maybe with the bishop on b2 because I have at
Mhm.
least b4 square. Let's see the players from the camera. Maybe we can
Camera, okay.
a4.
Salim,
and
okay.
what do you think? It came as a surprise for Salim. The move
No,
a5.
okay, some surprise. You cannot.
Yes, exactly.
You cannot learn till the end. Okay, rook b1 is
Yeah,
most...
any rook on b1, yeah? So
No,
rook
rook
a,
A, it looks...
rook a to b1, one
Mhm.
more time. Rook a to b1 and
Oh,
How-
this happened, some take on e8 happened. Maybe they are making draw e-done. I don't know, what's strange. So many forced moves. Maybe ask second camera. I saw they made a lot
let's
of
go
moves.
to board number 2.
Two.
Salem is still
Just-
thinking
oh,
and we
see,
have a
see.
very deep
They
endgame.
went to endgame like take, rook takes. It's deep, you know, deep for draw maybe. Yes, don't believe someone has something serious here. Yes, they stop. White stopped
Knight a5.
knight a5. Yes, this is achievement.
But you know, now I want to play c4 d5.
I should somehow maybe prevent like knight f6 is not a prevention. Yes.
Somehow, maybe white can get slight edge.
Slight, yes.
Hard
Okay,
to believe, yeah?
without risk, yes.
Hard to believe.
Hard to believe, yes, this structure.
Alright.
Okay, Maksud,
Once again-
without much risk.
If I play knight f6,
Knight f6, c4, and something
C4.
like what? Rook.
knight e4, no, it's just a move without any concrete idea. Should I remove the knight from c6 to
Yes,
e7?
somehow
But
remove
then I'll
knight.
play d5.
And
My opinion, white got some slight
knight
edge.
should get some square. d6, c5.
All right, this is the move.
Yes,
Very good.
He should get some.
Knight e4,
If rook e1.
if rook e1,
I
king
am
f8.
king f8. No, I don't like king f8.
What about the move knight d6?
On knight d6, maybe.
And maybe white can try to get some
d5,
space on this,
space,
on this
but
endgame.
Knight d8, knight d7. This is chess or
Knight d8.
anti-chess?
This is anti-cheating. Okay, knight d4, knight d6. Knight d6 is a huge threat now.
Yes. So maybe I can, but
Okay, knight e5, f6.
no, it's little bit we
Bishop
miss it.
f4.
Something. This is not what we want. This
Still, I believe black is fine.
Black should be knight
Yes,
d7.
and follow it by knight d6.
Okay, knight f6. Clever move. What? Back knight, yes. Now c4 like we predict.
Yeah.
c4 maybe, yes, but he must play c4. Otherwise I will play something like knight e4, rook d8. c4, good or bad, should play.
Yeah, c4 is the main idea here.
Bishop f, okay, bishop f4. You can
Bishop
repeat by knight d5.
At least knight d5.
At least knight.
At least knight d5.
Yeah.
Now c4 is the move, definitely.
c4.
Definitely c4 is the move.
c4, knight e4 or something.
Knight e4, and
Rook
what
e1.
about the move
What
king
about
f8?
your move? Maybe I am.
You know what is the idea?
Idea
On
knight
bishop
d-
f4, I wanted to play knight d6 and to take by king on in
Yes,
d8 if
and
you
bring king.
take. Exactly. So king f8.
There is no.
If you don't have any tactics,
d5,
oh.
yes, you are taking on d2, and you are better now immediately. King is closer.
Taking,
Yes,
taking,
only
taking.
you can be better.
Yeah, black is slightly better
Black
here.
is black.
Knight e5 or knight a5.
Yes, white will not
And the
go.
king will march to c6 to c5 even. Yeah. So knight
So no,
e4.
king f8, yes.
And if I move the bishop, no, I cannot move the bishop. I was thinking I
Where
can-
you? Bishop
but here's some tactics and black win
up,
the game.
knight e2.
Black win the
Maybe
game.
bishop e3, but
No, the rook is under attack on b1.
no, I mean bishop e3
Here, yeah?
here, yes, and try to bring king.
And still I have the move knight c3.
You
or
have
knight a5.
a5, yes, knight
Very
a5.
good. Knight a5 this time. And
Yes.
black is perfectly
yes,
fine.
Yes. Now
No, it's
maybe
about
he will
e4.
not go even c4. You know, he will little bit think and
Play king f1
king f1, something, yes.
or h3 or something. Or a4, intending to play a5 to change this weak point.
Something he will maybe, yes, king f1.
It's a quiet game, and
Quiet.
I believe soon we will have draw here.
Yes.
Very soon. So I don't believe anything can happen. Like, okay, let's move back to board number 1.
Well, I think Salim's still thinking.
Yeah, on board number
It's
1.
time to make deep decision.
Right. So actually, it always.
Rook won't b5. Now I remember. It's Salim, rook h5, rook take h.
Right. This
His
is
game
Salim's-
from Abu Dhabi last year tournament against some Indian, like Gupta, like whom he beat, like, let's to see
97
by
on the
database. Do
B5.
you have database here?
Yeah, I
We can
but
check. He bring rook and sacrifice rook on h5, yes. We want to see where is preparation. Yes, now okay, let VRL check his database. It should now when rook appeared on b5, suddenly we remember, yes, we make comment. Make
no,
comment.
let's stay on camera because here I'm.
yes,
Let's
Salim.
stay on camera from the view from the playing hall.
Yes, we are doing our small
Research.
research. Yes, he played last year. He played not by position, maybe by 2018 Abu Dhabi Open for sure it was. What year he is still?
All right. So, Salim.
No, 2018. Up.
Yes, one. We are still.
Yeah, in Abu
trying to
Dhabi,
find
Abu
the
Dhabi
game.
Masters. Lek Van Glem.
Yeah, famous game. Salim
Famous
Bank
game, yes.
I think we can show the game. We can show the game
Yes,
from the
it's
screen.
happened same. I don't understand, Taruk. Where is preparation? No, it's Dubov you are watching. What?
Yeah.
No. It's
Once. Yeah.
yes. Now okay. It's camera. It's all was played. Very strange. What they prepared. No, you are doing another game. We are checking. Yes, now it's okay. Camera. Yes, so
It's
we
absolutely
are
the same.
Absolutely the same.
They are
Rook
just
B5.
copy their game.
No, knight was on.
No, it's the same position.
Same
It's absolutely the same position. Look from the camera.
I don't know what this Nadir, but he prepared, of course, this.
Yes.
And
But
what
imagine, black is down to 45 minutes. So
my question: can you switch on engine? Why? Because
no.
why? Not for us.
Yes.
I want to put myself on yourself on place of Nadirboyev and Salim. What is exactly engine giving advantage for
Okay, it's not a very deep.
Bishop a6 best move? So what they can analyze? What is our Bishop c6 and Bishop a. During game, I believe Salim played brilliant game and win.
Yeah, probably we can show the game to our
Yes,
viewers.
okay.
So nothing new, nothing
Now,
new in chess.
right now.
Yeah,
And
so still the game is from Abu Dhabi Festival last year,
Yeah.
and the game Salim with Lek Wanglem.
only we change it venue from.
Exactly. So we moved from one hotel to another one,
Yes, and position.
and let's see if Salim will be the same successful as in
Positions.
Dusitania.
No, but during his last year game, I believe Salim is much better. He has rook. He played rook h5, knight g5, and sacrificed it. So
Okay, let's show it. Let's show
Queen
the game.
a, rook h5, rook d8, very dangerous. Knight g5, knight f8, d5.
Bringing all
All
four
pieces.
forces. Yeah,
How many for units now? Queen f3, super move.
Bishop f4, and here starts beauties. Yeah, bishop f4, leaving the
Yeah.
rook on e1 under attack.
But other rook is okay.
Yeah. And
Knight
here knight
h7.
h7, brilliant, really brilliant game play by Salim.
Yes,
sacrificing the rook now.
take.
And after
Sacrificing
that,
two rooks you can take.
a quiet
yes.
move. So black is up a rook here, and also the other rook is hanging, but the mate on h3 is a
Mhm.
huge threat.
Oh.
Check. And I'm taking
Take
only
rook.
now because the rook is
Okay.
not under attack. And white is,
White is winning.
yeah,
yes.
white is completely winning.
So, but Ingen told bishop a6 or bishop c6. But is it changing much situation?
Once again, Dmitry, but I don't understand this waste
Yes.
of time.
Yes,
It's
waste
like
of-
45 minutes.
yes.
Bishop
he played
a6.
bishop a6. So computer suggestion.
Okay, novelty.
Yes. Okay, novelty. Now it's okay. Can we check maybe even this is not novelty?
Yes, we can do.
We can do. Okay, like this.
It's very easy
novelty
nowadays
found.
to check.
Yes, novelty. Okay, sorry.
No, it's a new
No.
move. Bishop a6 is a new move.
But who know? Okay, correspondence database we don't
I do
believe.
have. I do have. This is the
Yes.
same base.
Mhm.
So it's a new move.
New move and best move by according Stockfish. Yes. So what?
What do you suggest here? I would sacrifice the exchange without thinking. I will not move the rook from b5. No? Or this is too much?
Too much, maybe.
I don't know. What about the move
Okay,
bishop f4?
idea
here?
is clever. To bishop f4 also coming in mind, but okay, I can take.
But you know, because I don't like so much now rook
yes,
h5.
to change. Yes, you take knight f6
Knight f6.
or knight.
Knight f6 and somehow
Knight f6
black
maybe
got the
not.
stability.
Maybe I should play not knight
Rook
f6.
b5 back actually. I can switch to positional chess.
Yes, but knight f6 maybe not right.
Yeah, because
maybe I can play something here like. Okay,
Knight c5 is just-
queen b5. Hello.
yeah, it's just wasting time.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably my next move I will just come back with the rook on b5.
Yes, but what's wrong with?
You know what? You know
Anyway,
why?
even
I have here. Sorry to interrupt you.
Mhm.
I have intermediate move knight f6,
Maybe it's point.
and you cannot come
yes.
back to rook b5.
This is a point.
Yeah, and you
maybe.
play like something like rook
Okay,
h3.
this is-
But now, after takes e5 is a very strong threat.
Mhm.
White wants to play a5, e5. I don't see. I don't see how to defend
But of
against
course, it was analyzed, but during. Okay, very strange because Salim is not playing only Pedrosian system, first of all. Even he played against that. Second,
It's
you
not so
know,
much time
Not so
because
much
it's a
time.
double
We are
round,
playing
yeah.
double round. This guy need to prepare from 3 till 6, you know, to check all this and believe in bishop a6.
Don't forget you have to take the lunch to
No, no.
rest a little bit.
No, okay, I
Or not for this young generation.
I
yeah?
started 3:15 my preparation for my players.
But how many students do you have?
Okay, some few students I
Not so
prepare
many,
like
yeah?
3, 4. Yes, but here very strange this decision.
Yes, because old
For
school
my opinion-
says that it's better to take rest or to instead of analyzing like something
no, to
very
go
long
some
variation.
yes, very long. It's a modern modern approach. Yes.
Yeah, these youngsters they
yes.
switch the
Salim
engine.
played rook h5. Okay, knight f6, rook h3. What is
Yeah, knight f6 definitely this is the move.
very
And now we will
strange,
see.
Knight f6 he will play maybe.
Yeah, but otherwise after changing the bishop, the rook will come back to b5. A very nice outpost.
Again back. Yes, Salim is he believes in his preparation. Why not? Confident.
I have a
Knight
question here. I have a question. Can I take on d3 and play g6?
You can, but your move rook b5.
And
yes?
knight c5, that was my idea.
Okay, knight c5. Can I play queen c2 back?
And knight a6, knight b4.
Aha.
I want
this.
to switch my pieces.
But you will give me pawn.
How,
No.
maestro?
Queen. Wait. Okay.
No, he didn't play knight f6. He didn't play knight f6. He didn't play.
Going.
He didn't play g6. He took on d3, and now, what can we expect?
Okay, so it means preparation.
Yes,
for
of
black.
course, it's clear.
Yes.
Queen c8.
But what he prepare, what by which,
Queen c8. I like the move. Taking.
No, queen c8 you
But
will
queen
get
a8.
mated.
How, maestro?
Like bishop a6.
Okay, queen a8 maybe. Show me.
Wait. very tricky. But why so happy he's?
At least he caught his opponent in the home preparation.
No,
Why-
okay,
why not to be
but
happy?
what preparation?
Yeah, no, this is a psychological battle.
Yes.
You know, because I mean, Salem shows that clear.
Yes,
I
he
have my
will,
I
yes.
have some analysis here. I didn't waste time this year.
No,
I
of course,
analyzed the
bishop
game.
a6 he also checked it. It's
Yeah.
but why this guy g6? What he's trying to remember why he's losing.
He's smiling. I don't know.
Smiling, yes,
He's
smiling.
Actually, why not to
yes, but-
smile? Chess is funny game.
No, okay, but in
I mean, why?
but when you really catch this fish, yes, but he didn't catch.
Not yet, but
No, position I believe white is better, even you catch or not. Or computer more deep.
I don't know. Really? Okay, let's
This
try
is
to
current position, yes.
let's try to put the moves on the board.
What is idea?
So g6 I don't
Oh.
want to play because rook comes back to b5. For
What?
knight f6, same rook b5. I would move the queen.
He wants to play again move.
By the way, rook e8 with the idea
No.
knight f8. But this is too passive, yeah?
Too passive. You can
Too
go.
passive.
Rook
No. Okay.
Okay, if I go back rook b5, what's wrong in my position? No, but I have time, but what's wrong? What is
Rook e8.
what's your idea?
Okay, just against knight e5 I will play knight f8. This is the idea.
No.
And maybe maybe
No, okay, I understand after e5, knight f8. Yes,
Yes.
you protected, but you have weakness on b6. It's
rook
you
b5
know
back. Rook b
like how it's called improved Tarash. How it's this cd4, cd4,
yes,
bishop
yes,
b4 check.
yes, exactly, with the pawn on a5. You know, I would play here just to avoid these tricks with
Yes,
knight c5.
you
Maybe.
need some move like back.
What do you think about queen b1 move?
Queen b1 I like. And you know, like rook b5, h4, g3, h4, h5,
Yes,
king
yes.
g2, something like yes.
I
You are
s- I-
dominating center.
You know, I don't see clear benefits of this bishop a6 and
Mhm.
rook e8 especially.
Maybe
But
rook c4, but
rook c4. Rook c4 is
somehow, but yes, we should check.
okay. Probably
But what's
coming
wrong
back.
with rook
b5 back.
coming back?
Yeah, rook goes back, and black is absolutely. I don't know. I don't see clear ideas for black. Unless maybe I have such a move. e5
e5. This is
looks totally no, just losing a pawn. Yeah, no, it's just taking the pawn. Now I was thinking I have some tricks. Okay, it's very bad always to play on tricks. So this is not a recommendation to play. But you know, even sometimes grandmasters are
Yes.
playing for tricks.
Why?
So
Let to see Salim. No, Salim here must think, of course. Now it's
Rook
time
b5.
him to spend at least 15 minutes.
okay,
what to
Maestro,
do where.
Maestro, I think we deserve a short break.
Let to check what happened or
Board 2.
board 2, board 1.
But I
last
think we
move.
have.
Oh, king f8, your move, solving problems. So, big positional move, yes. Exactly what was your prediction, yes.
Yeah, soon we will have here a draw.
King f8, yes, solving problems, yes. So, let's go on Salem. Salem, yes, for my prediction, he started to think,
Let's
and he
go.
will think a lot. It's time, to make right decision, or not right, normal decision.
Yeah, this is the current position.
Current
and can we see the camera, the view from the camera? Yeah,
Salem,
from board
Salem,
number
board
1.
We have some.
And yeah, Salim is still thinking. So
it will
so,
take time.
exactly. So we predict a draw on board
Yes.
number 2, and Salim is still thinking.
Salem, yes.
So thank you with staying with us, and we are going for a short break.
Yes.
Don't leave our live commentary, and we will be back soon.
Maybe we will check also what happened in other games. Yes, and we will suggest something for our spectators. Maybe we will have some guests. So stay with us
لأن الإنسان إنسان خلقه الله، إن كان مسلم أو غير مسلم، إنسان بشر.
الإسلام سمح ومحب ويجمع. الإسلام سلام للعالمين، ما يقصد المسلمين، يقصد كل العالمين اللي على وجه الأرض.
بلادنا الإمارات اليوم مثل النور اللي منور في أرض مظلمة، قدوة للآخرين.
Maestro Komarov, yeah. The players are just repeating the last year game between same player and Le Quang Lem from Vietnam. Really a crushing game, a very beautiful attacking game played by Salem. So and this time Grandmaster from Uzbekistan made an improvement, a novelty bishop a6. Yeah, here I can show on my board. So bishop a6 was a novelty, a technical novelty. Rook h5, bishop takes d3, queen takes d3, and the move rook e8, and the move rook e8. So deep preparation, I would say, for Grandmaster Yakuboyev. And Salem is his turn to take the decision. So Rook b5 back looks natural and probably the strongest continuation, but somehow probably white wants to use the rook on h5, like playing for the attack. I don't know. I would recommend here maybe, okay, e5, it's not the move you want to play. Anyway, maybe we can see from the camera, so this is the current position where, yeah, rook to h3, wow. Rook h3, very deep move I would say, because honestly speaking I was thinking only playing rook b5 back and trying to explore the b6 weakness and play a positional game. But rook h3, what is white's idea? Most probably white wants to play rook to g3 and later on to move the pawn to h4, h5 and create some threats against black's king. I don't know really. Okay, at least this is interesting. Salim plays for a direct attack, so he's not the player who moves his pieces back. So rook h3, and once again I really have the temptation to sacrifice the pawn by playing e5. e5, so this time maybe it works, because if white takes d takes e5, the knight can jump to c5. I'm trying to use the rook on h3, which is out of play, and somehow I have a superiority on the queen side and in the center. So now pawn a4 is a target, so after knight c5, if white change the queens, queen takes d8, rook takes d8, the pawn a4 is lost, the rook h3 is out of play, and black is totally fine. Of course white can move the queen here, let's say queen to b5, but once again I would consider this position to play. Let's say rook to d7 here, or knight d3, okay, maybe rook to d7, followed by knight d3, pawn on b4. I understand it's a pawn sacrifice and it's really not an easy choice. So once after e5, okay, the other option is just to capture by knight. Knight takes e5. No, this is just losing, sorry. Knight takes e5, d takes e5, and rook d7. And it's losing a piece. So really e5 is the move to consider. I don't know. So of course white is not forced to take on e5. White can continue, let's say bishop to c3. Bishop to c3, trying to bring his bishop into play. I mean to put the bishop on this long diagonal a1, h8. g7 now becomes a target. But I don't know. I don't see anything real for white. So taking on d4, probably taking by knight. And knight and bishop can play bishop f6. No, black is perfectly fine. I don't believe in. No, unless there is e5 here. Okay, it was just a blunder. I can play knight e5 for instance, or knight c5. Now black is totally fine. Black is totally fine. So e5. So let's see from the camera. So e5. No, young Nodirbek Yakuboy is still thinking, but I think e5 is a very, very interesting idea. So once again, I'm not using any computer assistance, so really I don't know what the computer will say on this. So e5 is one of the option. Okay, you know, other move looks risky, but bishop b4 to change the structure. But if white takes on b4, a takes b4. Yeah, bishop, no, knight f8, safe move. So knight goes to f8, defending h7 pawn, free the file for the rook, maybe the square to d7. Well, it's just a normal play. So Nodirbek didn't want to take so much responsibility by pushing e5, because this is really like, it's really about if it works or not. So it's a huge difference on the clock. So 56 minutes for Salem and only 34, if I'm not mistaken, for young Nodirbek Yakuboyev. Okay, so knight f8, safe move. So let's move to board number 2, to Iranian Derby. It was a very deep endgame, and I believe the chances are equal here. Yeah, as we predicted, so knight e4, king f8, bishop f4, knight d6, rook takes e8, king takes e8, bishop takes d6, pawn takes d6, and king f1. I don't believe we should stay on this position too much, because this is probably draw. So I would really, I think that even black is slightly better, but not enough to continue. So we're expecting here a draw, but unless black can try, now was knight a5, knight d2, and d5. Who knows, So knight a5 here is the move, and if knight d2, d5, sacrificing the pawn temporarily. And yeah, this is the idea. So d5, and if white takes the pawn, I think I'm in time to capture the pawn on d5, king d7, king d2, king d6, and maybe black gets some winning chances. Okay, hard to say. It's still, the position is very close to draw. Let's say king d3, king takes d5, and knight e4, and not always like this famous quote that knights and game are the same as pawn. This time is not the absolute true, I would say. Equal position, and I don't see any real chances for one of the side for playing for a win. All right, so let's move back to board number 1, so to the game of Salem with Yakuboev. So this time the game is comparing to, let's say, last year game with Le Quanglem, when Salem won by a very beautiful attack with a lot of sacrifices, and really one of probably the best game here played in Abu Dhabi. So this time the game is quiet. I mean, the position is quiet. Okay, white gets some attacking prospects on the king side, but really I don't see anything real. Okay, let's try to find some ideas. Rook on h3. Okay, I can come back, of course, anytime. So here, maybe rook b1. Still somehow I want to switch to positional chess. So playing rook to b1, just not only attacking the b6 pawn, but also taking b4 square under control, because I'm afraid a little bit that if white starts to push too hard, let's say rook g3, black can play here bishop b4, and trading the bishops. I understand that the pawn structure is not that good now, but black got like c3 square, and rook g3 is still out of play. I don't know. Okay, it's not an easy move. Bishop b4. Okay, of course I can play bishop d6 here, like a provocative move, and if white push e5, now bishop b4, and I don't believe it's anything real here. Yeah, this is the position after rook h3, knight f8, very safe move, and here really Salem needs to find something, unless his rook on h3 is not doing much on the king side. So rook b1, as I mentioned, this is a kind of prophylactic move, not only attacking b6, but also against bishop b4. I don't know. Actually, I like very much Yakuboev's idea, just to prevent any whites attacking ideas. Just knight on f8 is rook e8, knight f8, typical and very safe idea. So now whites needs to do something. So queen b1, it's a prophylactic move, but somehow the pawn on a4 maybe queen b3. Yeah, queen b3, just defending the square b4. I mean, I don't believe queen on d3 is active anymore, so I'm trying to bring back the rook. Queen b3, and now the pawn b6 is under attack, and let's say on rook, the move rook d7, still I love very much to bring the rook into play. Let's say rook h5 now. Rook h5 and rook b5. Okay, so a lot of options here, a lot of options to play queen to b3, queen to b1, rook to g3, rook to b1. Let's see from the camera. Maybe Grandmaster Salem made his choice. No, he's still thinking, and really now he should understand no more attacking ideas, no more direct threats, and he needs just to swap to some positional chess, and playing rook b1, queen b3, rook h5 back, and maybe rook b5. I don't know. I would really consider here to move the rook back, rook h5, trying to play. Okay, maybe not immediately. Maybe let's say after rook b1, black somehow defends the pawn on b6, like rook d7, and now rook h5, and bringing the rook back to b5. At least, I mean, it's with clear target on b6. So. Okay, but somehow this is always psychologically very good, very hard decision. Yeah, when you played rook h3, I mean the rook went from b1 to b5, h5 to h3, trying to create some threats on the king's side, and now you are forced to move it back. Okay, so I don't believe Salem will insist on his attacking ideas. Let's see from the camera, and no, queen b5. Yeah, queen b5. Okay, so it's, I would say this is yeah, now I understood Salem's idea. Queen march to b5. It's not only about the pawn, to attack the pawn on b6, but white wants to. White is using this transit square. I would say, yeah, this famous Dvoretsky's lesson about transit square. So the rook went to b5, now the queen went to b5, and on rook d7 move, let's say rook d7, white will move the queen to h5. Yeah, queen is in a very attacking place. Now knight e5 is a threat. Yeah, queen b5 and queen h5. Wow. That's really very interesting idea. Queen b5 with the idea to transfer the knight to h5. So somehow I didn't believe in White's attacking ideas, but not Salem, of course. He knows how to attack. He knows he found this very brilliant idea, like to transferring the queen. So very instructive ideas as queen b5, queen h5, and trying to create threats on the king side, followed by maybe knight g5 or bishop g5. Yeah, queen b5, and okay, how to defend the pawn on b6. Looks d7 looks logical to me, but then the knight comes to e5 by tempo. Or can black play an active move, something like rook to c2? Yeah, but this time I can probably play rook b1, attacking b6 pawn, and also a bishop b4 is not an issue anymore, and actually I don't see how black can defend the pawn on b6. Yeah, it's not an easy task. So rook b1. Yeah, probably rook c2 is okay. If knight d7, now finally white can transfer the queen to the king side. Queen h5, knight f6, and queen h4. With bishop g5 idea, e5 is a threat too, and definitely white got a very good attacking idea. Of course, probably black is forced here to sacrifice the exchange. I mean, rook takes d2, knight takes d2, and queen takes d4. And of course, I believe the compensation is just enough. Just enough, because bishop c5 is coming, the pawn on a4 is under attack, and sometimes after playing h6 the knight can jump. Wow, very interesting struggle, and with a lot of ideas. Queen b5, and black is still thinking, so maybe we can see from the camera. And one more time, and I would like to remind that we have 15 minutes delay on live transmission, so the moves on the chess sites are with 15 minutes delay, so it's a difference on transmission. So queen b5, and young Naderbek Yakuboev is to decide. Yeah, I do remember this player from 2018 Olympiad in Batumi in the last round. My country, Moldova, we played with Uzbekistan, a very strong and young team, led by none other than former world champion Rustam Kasimjanov, and 3 youngsters, Yakuboev, Abdusaturov, and Sindarov. And it was really not an easy match, but I was facing Abdusaturov with black pieces. It was really, I was torturing for many moves for 5 hours, and I was lucky to escape with a draw. And if I'm not mistaken, on board 3, Naderbek Yakuboev won. Yeah, rook c2. Yeah, this was my prediction. So rook c2 is the move, and now, yeah, always black keeps in mind the idea of sacrificing the exchange. So after rook c2, if white moves the queen to b3, let's say, rook takes d2 is always an idea to play. Takes, and queen takes d4. Black got 1 pawn plus a good outpost on c5. Bishop c5 is coming. Knight to g6. Rook to d8. I believe this is just good compensation, but of course black is not forced to. So rook c2, and once again I think rook b1 is the move here to play. Oh, very complex game. Instead of rook b1, I don't know. I don't believe queen h5 is the move here immediately, because it looks like too direct. Queen and b5 is just a strong piece, because black cannot activate the queen. Rook on e8 is under attack, and also the pawn b6 is under attack. So white needs to find here a useful move. I don't know, rook b1 or maybe rook to d1. What about rook d1 move? It's, let's say, this over defending the bishop, yeah, because the bishop was not hanging, but just in case, defending the bishop. Now the bishop can move to e3, or sometimes white can push the pawn on d5, and just in case, defending the bishop on d2. There is not anymore this exchange sacrifice on d2, and white can continue by queen h5, or maybe knight e5. By the way, knight e5 can be a threat, and because black cannot take the pawn on d4 because rook on e8 is hanging. So rook d1, I was thinking, can black play here queen d7? Queen d7, and if queen takes b6, queen takes a4. Queen takes a5. Yeah, I understand that white is a pawn up, but somehow after exchanging the queens, black's pieces are very active. Rook to a8, followed by rook to d2, rook to a2, knight to g6. Yeah, I understand that white is pawn up, but black's pieces are very active, and I think the compensation is just enough. Just enough. Okay, let's go back to board number 2. I think soon we will have, yeah. So this is the game, this is the position, knight to d2 as yeah, knight, no, it was not, yeah, once again, we'll stay on this position a little bit longer. d5 takes this, king e2, king d7, this is the current position. Well, you know, black is slightly better. Black is slightly better thanks to the possibility of creating a passed pawn. The possibility of creating passed pawn. I think Ida Nipuya should play very precise here. Should play very precise here. Well, king d3. No, hang on. This is not the current position. Instead of white played black played f6, king d3, king d7. Yeah, and here white to move. White is to move. I was thinking, can white activate the king? No, this is not possible. So just white loses a pawn. King e4, knight d6 check, king d5, knight b5 jumping, and one more jump, and finally white loses a pawn. So no, this is not the way to play the end game. So white cannot activate his king, so it's time to activate the knight, because the knight on f3 is restricted by pawn f6, and of course white need to bring the knight into play. Well, I would consider that you know, some small problems to solve for white. I mean, it's not a dead draw. It's not a dead draw as I consider it. Okay, knight to d2. Now the big problem is take by knight or take by king. Okay, if take by king, I have knight e4 check. Black cannot play in king d5 because knight c3 check, and white is fine. And if knight takes d6, I was thinking to push my pawn d5, followed by a4, knight b3, or king d4. No, it's just just white is fine. I don't see any real problems for white. It's just equal positions. Yeah, so position. Of course, if we swap the knights, black is clearly better, maybe winning, because black can create a passed pawn, then deflect the king, then take the pawn on d5, and probably black is closer to the king side and with good winning chances. So this is the current position after king d3, king d7, and knight d2, I think is the move. Knight d2, just bringing the knight to c4 or to e4, and if black takes by knight, so one more time, knight d2, if taking by knight is a strong move, d5, and if taking by king, I have this unpleasant check, and you cannot come king d5 because one more check solve the problems. Of course, black is not forced to play king d5, I can play king e6, but anyway, knight c3, or yeah, knight c3 is just equal position, equal end game. Black can play here b5, trying to create a passed pawn. I'll use my pawn as a deflecting, so playing d5 sometimes. You know, still some small problems for white, because I don't believe white played in a very accurate way. Okay, so can we see from the camera, and if, yeah, this is the current position, king d7, and I think Ida Nipuya understand perfectly that it's not an easy draw. It's not an immediately draw. It's not an immediately draw. Still, you need to solve some small problems, and I saw so many games decided and this kind of end games, even at grandmaster level. I don't believe white can lose, but still, well, if black will try here to play for a win, that will be a really instructive end game. So knight d2 is the move. I don't know, maybe white can play something more aggressive. Why not g4 here? g4, knight takes d6 and d5. Sometimes you just need to push the pawns in the center on the king side to play an active. Yeah, so the best defense is always counter-attacking, or the best defense is to attack. Yeah, so if you want to defend, you just go to the attack and try to distract your player, try to create some counter chances, counter-attacking. So, but it's not about the end game. So the counter-attacking is always good in the middle game. So never defend passively, never play passive, because this is the way to lose the game. Always try to attack, to counter-attack, to create your own threats, your own ideas. And g4, knight takes d6, and d5 is just about this. This is very important. Yeah, one more time I'll show you this idea. So no passive defense, g4, knight takes d6, and d5. Knight b5, I have the move a4, knight comes to d4. No, black is, I mean, white is absolutely fine. White is absolutely fine. So g4, yeah, g4 is a strong move and really very instructive how to play the end game. How to play end game. Of course, black can play here b5, but after knight d4, black cannot jump the knight to c4 because the pawn on b5 is hanging. So that will be a big mistake. And what else? Of course, I can play a3, a6, sorry, followed by knight c4. No, it should be draw. Knight e6, knight c4. I can take down g7, or I can give check and take on a6. Unless this is a sharp position at least. Knight takes g7, knight takes a3, and king d4. And now it's a race. Yeah, it's a clear race. b4, knight e6. Black has two connected passed pawns on the queen side, but white is very active in the center and the king side. So yeah, very interesting. Yeah, a5. Well, I can play knight c5. The pawns are not going anywhere. King d6, let's say knight e4 check. So this is just good for white. And if king e7, I don't know. I would thinking to move my king side pawns. No, knight d2. Knight d2. He didn't play g4. He didn't play g4. I believe this is a passive move. I believe this is a passive move. And after knight d2, white is facing some small problems. White is facing some small problems. Still, I don't believe enough. I mean, is enough to play for a win. But you know, like if you make a small mistake here, a small mistake there, and slowly, like giving your opponent some space, some ideas, some easy play, soon you will face bigger problems. So everything starts from small problems. Let's go back to board number one. Board number one, Grandmaster Salem is still thinking after move rook c2. He's still thinking after move queen c2. He's still thinking after move queen c2, rook c2. No, rook g3. Rook g3, he did play rook g3. Yes, Salem, of course, is the player who wants to attack. Yeah, but I don't believe this is the case. I don't believe. Because somehow white is not that much ready. Knight on f8 is a good defensive piece. Okay, rook g3 at least creates some threats. White wants to play bishop h6, or maybe h4, h5, h4, h5, h6. Interesting, you know. Interesting. It really depends of the style. Really depends of the player. Myself, I would never consider here playing for the attack. I will switch to positional chess to play against the b6 weakness. But of course, Salim knows much more than me. He's an active chess player, an active grandmaster. Comparing to me, I'm already retired for 3 years, so he feels chess much better. He feels the dynamic of the position. And rook g3 with marching the pawn, I mean h4, h5, creates some threats. So we have some players from open tournament, and at least we want to know the results. So Abu Dhabi chess players, okay. So Ahmed Al-Remeti won his game. Congratulations. Some good news for Abu Dhabi Chess Club players. What about the others? What about the others? No, still playing, yeah? Still playing, okay. We are back to Salem's game. Board number 1. So Salem plays with Nodorbiak Yakuboyev. His last move, rook g3, creating some idea to march with the pawn, h4, h5. So I would like to invite one of the Abu Dhabi Chess Club player. Ahmed, please come to the studio, come to the stage. Come to the stage, Ahmed. Yeah. So we don't invite only grandmasters, but also we invite future grandmasters here in our studio. Please join me for live commentaries. So, yeah, this is our beautiful venue in Sofitel, 5-star Sofitel Hotel. One of the strongest chess festival in the world with more than 600 participants. And here we have, I would like to introduce Ahmed Al-Remethi, Abu Dhabi Chess Club player. He plays in open tournament, open section of Abu Dhabi Chess Festival. So can you share some impression of this tournament, of your play first of all? How many pairs do you have after 3 rounds?
2.5 out of 3.
Okay, and what can you tell some words about your today's game? How was the game? Maybe we can I'll try to, yeah, just don't see to the players. You are not Jobava and you are not Xu Yu, but okay, at least we can you show some so you can show
sure.
the game?
I was
okay.
black.
Yes.
Actually, I messed up in the opening, but
okay,
we can see I was black.
Yes.
E4,
Right.
C5, C3, knight to 6,
Right.
E5, knight D5.
Actually, very popular variation here in our club in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, C3. We have a lot of players playing this system.
I play it in white.
Yeah, you played yeah with white pieces. Okay.
And knight F3,
Right.
knight C6.
D4.
Like yesterday, my opponent played with me like bishop C4 this line, and knight B6.
Bishop to B3.
Yeah, and I played D5 in this position.
Yeah, this is the main variation. Actually, here for black, I would recommend to play queen to C7. Queen to 7, and the idea
Queen E2.
queen E2, C4.
C4
Or
bishop
no,
C.
hang on. You maybe you can start with C4, bishop C2, queen C7, queen E2, and here crazy move G5. This is a really very interesting variation. You give the pawn on G5, but it takes queen E5, and if H3, I play bishop to G7. Okay, this is for homework. Ahmed.
Yeah, I should check it.
Yes, and today your
Today
opponent,
opponent played D4 directly.
right?
I took D6, and bishop C4, usual line.
Yes.
Knight b6.
Or take on e5. This is the, or e6.
Bishop b5.
Take on
Here
d5.
I took on e5.
Yes.
Knight e5.
Bishop to d7.
I played bishop d7. Took
On
queen,
d7.
queen d7. Knight c3 he played.
e6. Rook d8.
I played e6 first.
Right.
Bishop e3. And I know that here they play usually bishop e7, but I used to play rook d8 and I don't remember why. So I played it anyway, rook d8.
It's just a
I just forgot the opening. Rook d8 and castle.
castle or queen h5. I think this is
Bishop e7 and here queen g4 he played.
right. You are forced to castle.
And here I remember, no, I played the game before. This is all what I remember, that I castled and the opponent played rook d1 something and bishop h6 and knight e4. It was messy.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to castle. I played g6. I know, I think it's bad.
Well, you know, it's
Like
not
I
that
did.
bad because if I move bishop to h6,
Yeah, you cannot to play bishop h6 now,
Right.
but I have like next move after you play rook d1, I have to play h5 because I have to stop this bishop h6.
And your opponent did play rook d1, yeah?
Yeah, I played rook d1, I played h5,
Right.
and he played queen e4.
Knight d5.
No, I played a6. I thought
A6.
it's important.
Yes, it is. It is really very important to get out of this pin, very unpleasant pin.
So he took.
Took by queen.
No, I took by. I thought he would bring rook on c1 and attack my queen.
Attacking.
I took by pawn and he played here queen e5. I think here's important moment. What to do exactly? I was thinking to play f6 and put king on f7,
Yes.
but it's the pawn structure are not good at all.
So you cannot castle because bishop h6, yeah?
Yeah, castle is out of
Just
the
losing.
question. Yeah,
Yeah. What to do? To move the rook to h7?
that's what I did actually.
It looks weird out. No?
In the beginning, I thought I should play f6 so I could like bring the other rook fast to the queen side,
Right.
but I played rook h7.
You know, if you manage to play h4 and rook h5, you can bring the
Yeah,
rook
sometimes this is the idea.
rook back into the game.
So opponent played knight e4.
Yes. You should cover.
I
the
should
six,
play knight d5 at
right.
source, I think.
Yes.
And he played here bishop g5.
Yeah, very logical.
And
h4?
here I was to play h4 here. You have to see.
What's wrong with h4?
I don't.
I mean, if taking, you take by queen, he wants to bring the rook to h5. It's a good defensive idea.
I thought here I should change queen directly because somehow all his pieces
How
coming.
can you change the queens here?
I played queen c7 here.
Queen c7, alright. And if white takes on e7?
Here I think I was planning to take queen e5, but it's worse.
Yeah, this is clearly worse.
Yeah, I
worse
know.
Position. Rook is on h7.
Because.
You have weaknesses.
But what should I play? Where I did wrong exactly? In the opening.
Rook d8. Okay, we will see this in the club. It's really you mixed up for sure. But okay, White is slightly better. I mean, clearly better, but
Yeah.
not. But why not h4 here, Ahmed? This is my question. One more time. I don't see anything.
So the idea is to play rook
Anything
h5,
real
yeah?
for White. Yeah, rook h5. This is a good defensive idea. Just taking everything under control.
So if I take on e7,
I can take by queen.
rook c1, let's say.
Okay, probably I would sacrifice this pawn, you know. By the way, did I trap your queen?
Oh,
No, you have the move queen to g7, but somehow okay, I'm not that bad. I mean, black is just a playable position, and the game, okay. So the game went with queen c7,
yes, and he played bishop f6.
bishop f6. Funny move. Okay.
I took on e5.
Yes.
You have to take by pawn because if you take f6.
Yes. And it's time to activate the rook. How can you activate the rook?
No, here I have to change everything. I took bishop.
Once again, I was thinking about the move h4 to bring the rook to h5 to attack the pawn. Okay, you took knight f6 or bishop f6?
Bishop f6
Bishop f6.
and knight f6.
Yes.
Knight f6. Take.
g5.
F3 he played.
No, it's here is black to move.
No, here I played rook h8 and f3.
All right.
And here I played rook d5.
Yeah.
So I think it's the only move.
Yeah, this is a good positional move. Yeah.
Okay, if you play rook c1, king d7. And now I want rook f5. After, like if you attack the pawn, I will protect it and play rook f5.
Yeah. I think here is black is fine. more
So
or
I
less.
think you have to take. He took.
Oh,
Take by pawn.
by c.
Yeah, by c of course.
Otherwise,
Because
rook e1, rook e7.
yeah. So rook c1, king d7. He played rook c5. I played rook b8.
Yes. And
He played rook a5.
rook a5, not b3.
Yeah, I told him after the game that he should have played b3 because he thought it's winning anyway. Rook a5.
Really?
He thought that I cannot take the pawn.
Okay. Rook takes b2.
I took it. He took
e5.
and e5. Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't see this move
Yeah, this is very
because
strong
any
move.
check and I enter king b6 and king f5
And now
and
you
his
got
rook is
d4,
trapped.
d4, very strong pawn. Yeah, definitely rook takes a6 was a very big mistake. And
Mm.
yeah, okay. And you got winning position. I would say much better position.
Yeah, I just entered with king.
And you won the game. Yeah, playing
Yeah.
d4, d3. Okay, interesting game. And I would like to ask your opinion about Salim's game. Yeah, we can move to board number 1 back. After rook g3, black played queen to a8. What is your opinion, Ahmed? Yeah, the bishop is on e3. So, bishop e3 and knight no, it was opposite, sorry. So rook g3, here. White played knight to g6, bishop e3 and queen a8. Queen a8, so what is your opinion? What do you think?
Of course, white is better. I think.
White is better,
I
yeah?
think white is better. Yeah.
Because Salim plays with white.
No, not because of that.
Because he's the best UAE player and you want to be like him or better than him. Or you think
No, I
white
think his piece is
more active, yeah?
more active. Of
But
course.
what about the rook on g3? It is on good attacking square, but you know, sometimes if black manage to change the queens, like playing queen c6, the rook will be a little bit out of play. If chess.
Yeah, there is no F.
There is no ifs. Okay, the pawn on e4 is not under attack because rook is hanging, but I believe my idea is just to play queen c6.
Queen c6. I think he will. Maybe he will go to the queen side. Queen h5
on the
maybe.
king side, yeah, directly.
King side, I mean.
But if you go directly,
No, I mean when you play queen c6.
all right.
But now white to play, or
Yes,
so maybe.
h4. Go desperado, or what do you think?
I don't think it's desperado.
Just sacrificing the pawn, but can black take the pawn on h4? h4, knight takes h4. So
I play rook.
you are very strong attacking player. So
I
please,
take-
Ahmed,
take maybe and rook h3,
take rook h3,
and then bring the queen to h5.
and
And where you go
I
by
was
bishop?
thinking maybe rook g4, but okay, you want to attack like this, yeah? Okay, bishop back and queen h5, and if h6, you would sacrifice on h6, yeah?
Without thinking.
Of course, and actually here not easy to defend, not the pawn.
Mm.
But unless I can take the pawn on e4, sorry. It was just a small blunder, or a big blunder. Yeah?
Yeah.
So
The attack finished after queen.
exactly. So probably white needs to bring the bishop first into play, like playing bishop f4,
I mean in this moment or before?
and then yeah, maybe before, yeah. So h4 is an interesting idea, just to sacrifice the pawn. I don't know, but of course it needs to.
But I think white have time to prepare his pieces.
Okay, unless queen c6, then I can play.
What
Queen-
happen if d5, let's say?
Yeah, d5, but I didn't want to activate black's rook on e8. I'll take, and if you take, I'll move the bishop to c5 and stamp pin. I don't know. Very complex position, yeah?
Yeah.
Somehow black's pieces are very active, I don't know. Unless, you know, this rook is trapped.
Queen
Oopsie.
queen d3 or p3.
Oopsie.
Unless it's trapped, it is trapped.
Yeah, it is, and it is. You know, when we think black is fine with black's all active pieces, but
And just
finally,
one move and game is over.
exactly. Of course, black can play here bishop d6, which is much stronger.
And rook h3 again.
Rook h3 again. Yeah, yeah.
No, I want
b6 is
knight
hanging,
g5.
knight g5. Yeah, very complex position. Once again, maybe we can have the position from the camera. Queen a8, and Salim is still thinking. Okay, Ahmed, thank you for joining me here in the studio. Congratulations with your win.
My save.
Why not? I know that you are attacking players. You are attacking player who don't like to play too much rook and game, but sometimes
No,
you
that
need-
this game I wanted to play. believe
Really?
me. After the horrible opening, of course.
Okay, I wish you good luck, because still 6 rounds
Thank
to
you.
go. Very important tournament. Probably now you will face much stronger opponents.
Yeah.
And tell me, what about your plans? Will you play Blitz tournament on Friday, on Tuesday?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, because I
Of
know
course
that
I
you are a
will.
very strong Blitz player, beating a couple of grandmasters, including me. So it's another big secret that you're a good player here in our club. Thank you, Ahmed, and let's go to see the game from camera. From camera, and h4. Yeah, we found the move, we guessed the move, and of course this is Salem style to create some threats, trying to attack the knight on g6. So of course you need very deep calculation. So you need very deep calculation to find the yeah. So h4. Okay, let's calculate one more time. h4, knight takes h4. Yeah, here we have very good conditions, and players can leave their phones in special place where our volunteers can help you. So of course, phones are not allowed in the playing area, and you can collect your phones from there. So very good conditions really for chess. You just come to enjoy the game. You don't need any computer assistance, any phone assistance. You just come here, enjoy the game, and forget about everything in the world. No Instagram, no Facebook, no nothing. Just playing a good old game of chess. All right, so really I was these days we will have in our studio organizers of Abu Dhabi festival, and really I would like to ask them about the first editions of the tournament back in 1991, with no internet, with no computer assistance. How is possible? Really, young generations, they believe the computers exist for 1,000 years, and really it was, Instagram is like, I don't know, 100 years of picturing of maybe some, but of course it's far from reality. I started to play chess with any computer assistance, any internet back in 1985, I think. Learning chess rules from the book, from chess magazine. So at that time it was very popular Soviet, I mean former Russia or former Soviet Union, I would say, chess magazine. So here is chess 64, chess in Soviet Union, Riga chess. So imagine a country with 3 chess magazines, of course, with a lot of grandmasters, lot of people playing chess everywhere, in the parks, in the squares, in the clubs, everywhere. It was really fantastic times for chess. You can enjoy staying a couple of hours trying to find the best continuation. Nowadays chess is different, and really, like, you just need to switch off the engine and you will find the answer almost in every position. This is the modern chess, and really I mean, old generation is missing that time, that old time when you can just enjoy the game. If you see the pictures from 19th century or beginning of 20th century, 2 very solid grandmasters are smoking their cigars, playing without chess clock, enjoying the game, sometimes trying, I mean, maybe some amateurs can advise you, can suggest some moves, and it was like a royal game. So nowadays chess is more a sport. So chess, I mean, chess federation is trying to bring chess into Olympic games, which honestly speaking I'm totally against this idea. I don't believe chess should be part of Olympic games, because it's not a game, it's not a sport, it's not totally a sport, and introducing this doping control is, I would say, is not a good idea, because you cannot use any assistance for the brain. You cannot use, you can of course for the muscles, you can increase your capacity of working, but not for the brain. So brain is the same as 1000 years ago, 100 years ago, and I believe after 100 years ago the brain will remain the same, unless we will start to be like half cyborgs, half people. I don't know. It's very hard to predict the future of humanity. But I believe in our old game, and who knows what will be the future of our game. But chess is introducing nowadays to schools, to clubs, but still I believe chess is, in my opinion, going a little bit in the wrong direction with Olympics. Okay, this is my own opinion. My own opinion is not official, because chess federation is trying very hard to bring chess into Olympic movement. All right, so back to the board number 1. So h4 Salem is. This is really, you have to have big courage to play such a move. Yeah, just sacrificing the pawn, but white pieces are ready to join the attack, especially the queen to b5 can easily jump to h5. Yeah, so h4, not an easy decision actually for black, because yeah, taking the pawn is challenging. Yeah, and now the question, can you take by, no, of course you can take by bishop, so knight takes h4. Knight takes h4 is the move. Well, what else? What else I can suggest? Probably nothing, because after queen c6, white can transpose into endgame. So take and h5, and getting a huge advantage in that game. So h5, knight f8, and bringing some forces. I don't know, knight e5, rook b1. Now that's a very pleasant endgame. It's very, and with large advantage. And knight takes h4. Knight takes h4 is the move. And here let's start to think how to continue. How to continue the attack. Okay, knight takes h4. Bishop takes h4, and here white can choose between rook g4 and rook h3. So rook h3 attacking h7 pawn is one idea, and the other idea is rook g4 to stay on g file. And now the queen can join the attack by playing queen h5, bishop h6, sometimes d5 or e5. It's a full compensation for the pawn, but you know, it's always not easy to create a concrete threat. So bishop f6, black's next move is obvious. Black will play g6, trying to build up, like, let's say, a fortress, a defensive idea, like when the pawn is on g6, bishop on g7. We know this setup from many openings, from Dragon, from King's Indian. Usually it's very hard to create some mating ideas. And the other option that we mentioned is the move rook h3. Rook h3. I'm really missing my colleague, Grandmaster Komarov. He knows Salem very well, and he really can advise some attacking ideas. Yeah, yes, he did take the pawn. He did take knight takes h4. No, queen h5 played instantly. Wow. Wow. What's going on? What's going on? That's really, you know, wow. Just playing instantly. Yeah, why didn't use even half a second? I don't understand. Can I take the pawn on e4? Can I take the pawn on e4? This is just a big blunder. I don't know. Actually, I don't understand why this is losing, because queen e4, so I cannot move the bishop because I take knight takes f3, and if knight takes h4, queen takes h4, black is out of danger. And so what is the winning move here? What is the winning move here? Honestly speaking, I can't find. So if you are following our live commentary, please message me on chess24. You can message me and tell me what is the winning move here after queen e4. Oh yeah, it's easy actually. Actually, it's easy. Just no, bishop h6 doesn't win, because after bishop h3, knight takes f3, and the rook is hanging. Maybe playing first knight e5 could be the solution. Knight e5. No, but just queen f5. No, I can't find the move here. I can't find the move here. Oh yeah, just simple, yeah. Actually, I'm used to give this kind of combinations every day in the club. And it's shame to me as a grandmaster, I couldn't find it immediately. Rook takes g7. Rook sacrifice, and after king takes g7, discover the attack. Bishop h6 check, attacking the king and the queen at the same time. King g8 and queen takes rook takes e4, taking the queen, and game over. Game over. So taking on e4 is not possible. Okay, if knight takes f3, now of course white will take by pawn. Now the center is very strong, and also, by the way, white got an additional file for the attack. So followed by king to g2, rook to h1, all white forces are joined the attack. Well, it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. I believe white's attack is really can be crushing. And the last move is the simply retreat back, knight g6. Yeah, just a cool move. After rook h3, one more cool move, knight to f8. Because honestly speaking, I don't believe here after rook h3 I can play h6, because this typical sacrifice on h6 is probably white is just winning. There is a lot of ideas. Queen h7, bringing the knight, I mean playing knight e5 later on, and now this is just lost for black. Okay, unless black can try. Black can try playing bishop h6 and bringing the bishop into defense. Typical idea, bishop g7. Not easy money today, yeah? Seems like no easy money. So e5, bishop g7, queen h7 check, king f8 and knight g5. And knight g5 followed by rook f3. Strong attack but not decisive. Yeah, not like black is hopeless. Black is not hopeless, and even such a move like knight h8 comes into consideration. So yeah, knight g6 back, yeah. Actually this was the only move. So knight f3 was clearly worse for black. Queen takes a4 was losing, and knight g6 back. So here is Salem's turn to find the continuation. Okay, rook h3 is somehow, I mean, the most direct move, creating a threat of taking on h7. And after h6, now this is a big question: to take or not to take. This is famous Hamlet, I think, Hamlet's quote, yeah, in Shakespeare's "To be or not to be," and here's to take or not to take. Well, I don't know. It's, of course, taking is very tempting to take on h6. After pawn h6, queen takes h6, bishop f6. But here, white needs to find the mate, to find the attack, the direct attack. Okay, queen h7 check one more time. King f8 and bringing the knight or bringing the rook. Bringing the knight or bringing the rook, or e5. Yeah, not an easy choice, yeah? Not an easy choice. Okay, rook h6 I can play. Rook h6, the idea is that now bishop g7, probably I'll bring my knight to g5, and of course the rook, black cannot take the rook because queen h7, queen f7 checkmate, and now probably white wants to take on g6, or maybe sometimes white wants to bring another rook to e3 with rook f3 idea. I don't know. It's really not easy to attack here, but Salem is very strong attacking player. Probably he wants to repeat his last year performance, like winning in the same opening with the same attacking idea. So many times in this opening he avoid positional moves, and he plays for a direct attack. So this is the current position, and here rook h3. Maybe we can see from the camera. Did Salem make his choice? Not yet, yeah. So this is the way how you should attack. Of course, first you sacrifice the pawn, then you start to think. Of course, this is a joke. So normally, if you sacrifice the pawn, you should calculate at least some direct consequences. But okay, rook h3. d5 is another option here, but I don't believe. Maybe bishop g5. No, but somehow white. I mean, there is a famous rule: if you attack if you play for the attack, you don't want to change your pieces. You want to sacrifice your pieces. I mean, and that's why I believe that rook h3 is the move, and after h6, still my feeling is bishop takes h6 is the move. I cannot prove it by concrete moves, but by feeling I believe this bishop sacrifice should lead to a very strong attack. Okay. What else? What else from this position? What else? Rook h3 is the move, but can I play d5? But somehow d5 is not that logical move. So d5, the idea is just to cut off the queen from e4 square, and maybe white wants to free the square d4 for the knight, And why not for the bishop? Let's say after e takes d5, once again rook h3, no, rook h3, he did play, so the most direct move, rook h3, and now I believe h6 is the move. Actually, I didn't check the move knight f8, but somehow it gives white too many options. Playing knight e5, no, knight f8, knight f8, so today I can't guess any move. I can't guess any move, I don't know. Probably I'm getting older, otherwise really I can't explain this, my very bad form. So knight f8 and knight e5, at least knight e5 is the move here, attacking f7, provoking black to place g6, because otherwise I can't see how black can defend the pawn on f7. So f6, queen f3, direct attack on f7, and f5. Yeah, I believe this is Nodorbek Yakuboyev's idea. So of course white cannot take on f5 because queen on f3 is hanging, and here I believe white can launch a direct attack with d5, and trying to open the position. Now b6 pawn is hanging, maybe some ideas, but of course white wants to play knight, bishop to d4, knight to g4, knight takes g6, taking on f5 now can be a problem. Yeah, this is the position. So this kind of ideas I can understand. It's like attacking on the king side and then on the center, and this is typical breakthrough in the center by d5 playing. Well, very interesting. So once again, let's see from the camera. After knight f8, Salim is still thinking, because this is the very important moment. Actually, every move is important here, because especially when you sacrifice material, when you sacrifice a pawn, you have to play very precise, because one wrong move and white can regret that he sacrificed the pawn. So knight e5, I don't know. I don't see any other ideas except d5. Maybe d5 immediately. Maybe d5 immediately. d5 immediately and bringing the bishop to d4 or knight to d4. Yeah, deserve attention. It deserves attention. But somehow, you know, when you are attacking, you want to make weaknesses in black's camp and your opponent camp. So that's why knight e5 is the move to play g6. And once again, now I don't believe white can play the queen to h6, because after bishop f6 followed by bishop g7, I was thinking no, but no, there is no knight d7. I was thinking of this deflecting combination, but after bishop g7, black is just fine. So queen h6, bishop f6, and somehow black gets the bishop to g7, unless after knight g4, bishop g7, queen f4, still or queen h4, by the way, because black cannot take the pawn on e4 because of this cover check on f6, followed by bishop g5, bishop h6. No, white keeps strong attack. So knight e5, and after g6, white can choose between queen f3, the move that I mentioned first, or queen to h6 here, or the move queen to h6. And after queen takes e4, can white play knight to d7? Always I'm trying to deflect the knight to give mate. Knight d7, and the threat is just taking on f8, and queen takes h7, and I don't see, I can't see any defenses here. So please, if you please help me with defenses here, because after knight d7, okay, I don't consider the move g5, but maybe this one is just the only move, trying to bring the queen into defense. But of course, black king's position is just very bad. I can play knight takes f8, bishop takes f8, queen takes g5, and I don't believe black can survive with such a weak king, such an exposed king to many attacking ideas like rook g3, bishop h6, I mean queen h6. Yeah, very interesting position. So knight e5, is the move, and after g6 white can choose where to move the queen, to f3 or to h6. So both possibilities are strong, are playable, are just direct, creating a lot of threats. So once again, I would like to see the position from the camera if it's possible. And Grandmaster Salem is still thinking. So from here I can see the time. So 24 minutes for white, for Salem, and only 10 minutes for black, 10 minutes 55 seconds for black. And the position remains very sharp. And you know, I mean, it's very hard to play with this time control. So you have no additional half an hour. Yeah, with the classical FIDE time control, International Chess Federation time control, in major chess events, you get additional half an hour after move 40. But not here, not in Abu Dhabi, because okay, here is actually very hard. Otherwise, we will finish the game tomorrow. So it's just we'll finish the game, I don't know, after midnight. And I understand that chess is, I mean, our life is chess. We can practice 24 hours, but as famous Russian world champion Anatoly Karpov said, that my life is of course chess, but my life is not only about chess. It's not only chess. So still we need to go to have our lunch, to drink a coffee that I'm doing now, maybe to meet some friends, to analyze the games at least, so, or to just to enjoy, to go to a cinema. And why not? So yeah, that's why here in Abu Dhabi we play with short classical time control, I would say, 1.5 hour or 90 minutes for full game, for all the game, plus 30 seconds per move. So normally you cannot lose on time. Yeah, so like in all times, we know the games that many games were decided like by one of the side was losing on time. So not anymore. Okay, there are some games that one of the player lose on time, but it's very rarely that it happens. But still you can lose on time. But with additional 30 seconds, you just have enough time to make a physical move. Yeah, it's good or bad, but you have time to move the pieces, and to also to write down the move, because according to new FIDE rules, new International Chess Federation rules, you are forced to write down the moves till the very last move of the game. So you cannot skip some moves, like not writing down the moves, because the arbiter can punish you by a warning, or even by losing a game. So once again, this is the current position after knight f8, and no, and Salem is still thinking. Yes, Salem is still thinking. Of course, not an easy choice. D5 or knight e5. Knight e5, of course, it's obvious and it's like attacking, but also d5 deserve attention, because sometimes you can move the knight not only to e5 but also to d4. Players are always changing their sitting position, because really you cannot sit on your place for 4 hours, and it's really hard. So it's really playing chess nowadays. You need to be very fit and very well physically prepared. So chess is not anymore playing by two, let's say, solid players. I mean, smoking a cigar. Not anymore, of course. I mean, players are going to swimming pool, are going to gym, they are very active. They need to be fit. Otherwise, you cannot resist playing double rounds. So imagine one game lasts for more than 4 hours. 2 games are 8 hours plus. Don't forget, we have preparation, and at grandmaster level it lasts like at least 2 hours. So 2 hours for one game, 2 hours for another games. It's 12 hours working day. So tell me, who works 12 hours a day? Not so many, yeah, not so many people. So it's like 8 hours a day. It's like a normal work. But chess players sometimes works 12 hours, and it's not an easy work. Yeah, mainly you stay concentrated on your computer or on the chessboard, and really you need to be very well physically prepared to be ready for stress, first of all, because game of chess is very stressful. Yeah, because a lot of unexpected ideas. Losing the game, okay, I don't want to mention this, but losing the game is of course a stress. I know some players are crying even at grandmaster level. So it's not about kids. Kids of course are crying almost after any game, but even at grandmaster level, imagine you had like a winning position, and with one bad move, one mistake, you lose the game. And sometimes you lose the world champion title, maybe you lose some big amount of the money. Everything is possible. That's why chess is very stressful. Alright, so back to our game. So Salim is still thinking. And we didn't check for a very long time the board number 2, Idani Pue with Parham Maksudlu. And I'm really surprised that the game is still on. Somehow I was thinking that it will be a draw, but white, I mean, on this current position, black is clearly better thanks to passed pawn. Well, I should apologize. I should apologize to the viewers, because really I was thinking that it will be a quick draw. And now black got real winning chances. Black got real winning chances. Now king b5 is a threat. If king c4, black brings the knight to d6, to d5 and b6. No, you know, white needs to solve a lot of problems. Well, I don't know. It's king to c4. Yeah, that's obvious move. But here, knight d5, knight d5, knight from c7 goes to d5. And don't forget, yeah, knight to d5. Yeah, this, let's say at the grandmaster level, you don't need to spend even 30 seconds on this move. For grandmaster, this is an obvious decision, because knight is centralized on d5. Knight b6 is a threat, a huge threat. Yeah, because changing the knights is probably winning for black. This pawn endgame is with passed pawn, with passed pawn on a file. So wow, that's really strange. It's really strange. So knight c5 is the move here, but after knight b6 check, followed by king d5, black got really big winning chances. Yeah, so somehow I was thinking that both players are from the same country, they are good friends, and probably the game will end to a draw, but really it's not the case. And Idani Pue was totally outplayed, and wow, it's really, I don't know, maybe the position is already lost. Okay, hard to say, you know, because still, I mean, there is a lot of defensive ideas on this position, but It's not easy to hold. It's not easy to hold even at the grandmaster level. So I remember myself playing this endgame with, this kind of endgame with many grandmasters, and it was really not an easy task. Okay, so Parham Maksudlu is trying to win this game. King b3, and of course king to b5 is the move, or knight b6, but knight b6, knight c3. Now king b5, just activate the king. Also the move to consider is to g5, actually gaining some space on the king side. Actually black is not in hurry. So g7, g5 is a high grandmaster class move. So here g5. So if black would play g5, really his chances are very big to convert the advantage. Black is down to 13 minutes, but this is not really important. This is not really important because time is not important. Okay, so we have some more results in open section. So we have here in studio Sultan Dermaki, and he lost. My student Sultan Dermaki, he was 2 out of 2 playing one of the first boards in open tournament, but it seems he lost to strong Indian FIDE master, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so back to board number 1, number one, because we will change to this very interesting and I would say instructive endgame. So after knight f8, Salim is still thinking. Yeah, you really need to go very deep into the position. So knight e5, it is obvious move, but not always in chess the most, the first intention, the most obvious move is the right one. So here you need to use everything. Of course, first of all, calculation, deep calculation. Without it, you cannot even play chess. But also you need to use your attacking intuition. Because by pure calculation, you cannot go very deep. Yes, you can, but this is not the position you can calculate till the end. Also, you need to use your intuition, your attacking skills. So knight e4, e5 is a really direct way, but d5 deserve attention, and it's hard to calculate till the end. Actually, it's impossible here to calculate. We are human beings, we are not machines, so here is absolutely impossible. Knight e5 or d5. Anyway, I would consider that knight e5 is the first choice. Because somehow it comes by tempo, and it's a direct approach to the game, and Salim likes and he knows how to play this direct position. But maybe somehow, I don't know, because always, chess, actually why the game of chess is still interesting. No, d5, yeah, this is the case, one direct move, an obvious move, knight e5, but Salim went for my second option, the move d5. And sometimes white can use this square d4 not only for the bishop but also for the knight. Yeah, for instance, okay, after taking on e5, knight e5, g6, queen f3, and the difference is black cannot, the difference between knight e5 directly and d5, black cannot play f5 because of just take on f5, and black's position is just collapsing. Oof, that's really okay. And after knight e5, g6, queen f3, it seems like f6 is the only move here, and white of course can play knight to g4, and if black takes on e4, knight takes f6 check, bishop takes f6, queen takes f6. Black is still a pawn up, but the position of the king is really weak, I would say. Now bishop d4 is a huge threat. Of course, rook e6 black can play. Yeah, so it's a compensation. It's just a strong compensation. One more attacking idea I would like to mention is after taking on d5, maybe white can play knight to d4, attacking the rook, and white wants to bring the knight to f5 to attack the pawn on g7. So let's say black moves the rook to c4, white brings the knight to f5. Now knight takes g7 is always a threat. Rook g3, bishop to d4. Yeah, d5. d5 is a really very interesting move. Very interesting move. So no easy ways in chess. Yeah, and not always the most obvious move is the solution, is the right one. So d5, this is the case. All right, so let's try to understand, you know, and also this is kind of, I would say, a strong psychological idea, because with black's only 10 minutes on the clock, and of course black was expecting here the most obvious move, knight e5, yeah, and when you face the move on d5, it comes like a shock. Yeah, because the move that you need to calculate everything from zero. So somehow you was ready to meet knight e5. Now you face the move d5. You need to spend time with 10 minutes on the clock. You don't know what is the right move. You try to calculate, and you see here and there the position is unclear, and you don't know actually what is the solution. Of course, here you need to use your intuition in your fast calculation. So just you need to be fast and strong. I don't know, it's really hard. So d5, I would say it's maybe not the best move. It's not the move better than knight e5, but psychologically maybe this one is stronger. Maybe this one is stronger because it's the move that black didn't expect. Let's see from the camera, because time is also important, and black, as I said, is down to 6 minutes. Yeah, so like thinking 4 minutes already, it's a sign that black didn't expect the move d5. So very good. So Salem is not only a great grandmaster, great chess player, but he's also a good, I would say, good, very well psychologically prepared. Yeah, he's using this kind of ideas. Yeah, you just don't, even you feel that the move is not the strongest, but the move is less expected and less, I would say, analyzed by your opponent. So yeah, so if you want to play chess on a high level, you need to know these ideas, these psychological ideas. Okay, I was using this idea, yeah, always, because yeah, g6, but you know, I don't like the move g6. It weaks the I mean, black is about to play g6. Yeah, I saw this from the hand. This is g6, but I don't think this is the move, because it weaks all the squares around your king. But really hard to advise here. I don't know, I would take the pawn on d5, because sometimes just bringing the rook to c6 can be an idea. g6, no. Black went for g6, and here Salem can choose queen h6. Of course, this is the obvious move. queen to g4. Yeah, so once again Salim can use this psychological trick, play the less expected move. So okay, but I don't believe, I mean, of course, also you should use your calculation, because you cannot play, we cannot use this trick too many times. Yeah, once this is fine, but 2 times maybe this is not the strongest. Okay, so queen h6, and if bishop f6, I think white can play, now I understand black's idea. On bishop d4, black is ready to meet this move with e5. With e5, giving back the pawn, bishop takes b6, but now there is no attack anymore. So black is in a safe place, but finally white got maybe a positional advantage, yeah? So d5 is a protected passed pawn, but you know, queen h4, and yeah, the game is still on. The game is still on. Now no more attack, so unless I will try to play bishop e3 back and knight g5, black managed to defend. So once again, bishop f6. Can white try something more direct? Knight to g5, bishop g7, queen h4. So now knight h7, this is a huge threat. h6 looks like only move, and sacrificing on f7, I don't know. Of course I can sacrifice. These are not my pieces. I can do whatever I want. So take on f7, bishop takes h6. Rook takes bishop takes h6. I would consider this a very strong attack, very strong attack, because white can bring another rook to e3, f3. I can take on h6, on g7, giving some checks on h8 or on h6. I don't know. Despite of computer evaluation, I think that the computer don't like so much. So queen to h6, yeah. So no surprise. Yeah, bishop f6. At least, bishop f6. I don't think black needs to lose time on this move. So because it looks like only move. You cannot let white to play knight g5. So bishop f6 here is only move. And Naderbek Yakuboyev is about to play it. And here white can choose between bishop g5 or knight g5. Bishop to f6, yeah. Bishop d4, knight g5 or bishop g5. Yeah, here actually, you know, the most difficult thing is in chess is the position when you have a choice. One is a forced variation, it's really, or you have like only moves, it's really easy to play. You just need to find this move, but if you have a choice, if you have a big choice, like playing here knight g5, bishop to g5, bishop takes d4, you really need to take time, and this is the hardest thing in chess. Actually, it's just many grandmasters, many world champions, they compare chess with life. Same as in life. When you have a choice, really you need to calculate all the consequences. When you don't have choice, you just play, you just do it. In life, same. If you don't have choice, you go 8 o'clock to the work, to job. If you don't have a choice, you just do the same thing every day. But if you do have a choice, maybe you have other options. So this is the case. So bishop g5, knight g5. I would consider here knight g5, because sometimes I like this sacrifice. Bishop to g7, queen to h4 and h6. Actually, white is not forced to sacrifice. I can retreat my knight back to f3, but somehow it's really hard to resist. It's really hard to resist to this temptation to sacrifice the pawn, to sacrifice the piece and to take these 2 pawns. I will go for it. And despite of computer evaluation. which is actually not that important, this kind of position. So with one more psychological idea, when it's like not, you don't have so much time, you need to, I mean, the side with king in danger is really hard to play with the side with the king in danger. And he is clearly, black's king is in kind of unpleasant position. So now rook bishop f6 is already losing move, because white can play rook f3 followed by bishop g5 or e5. To move the bishop on any other square, let's say bishop to c3, I'll just bring my rook to e3, and once again this is very strong attack. Taking on h6, okay, I'll take by queen, and once again a lot of threats. Rook f3 check, rook e3, playing bringing the other rook to g3 to f3, let's say taking. I don't know, I can probably bring the rook. I can bring the rook into attack, or can maybe I can play e5 first. I don't know, creating a threat of e6. So very strong attack, very strong attack, very strong attack. Once again, after bishop f6, let's see if did Salem make his choice. From the camera, no, he's still thinking, and yeah, white is down to 6 minutes only, and here the game will be really thrilling. Bishop to d4, he went for positional, yeah. This was my first intention, but once again, so this time, you know, white wants to force black to play e5, then white will take on b6, gaining back the pawn, and somehow it's a safe mode, safe decision. Honestly speaking, I was expecting from Salem to play something more sharp, all in, but he didn't go for it. He played bishop to d4. Now black is, in my opinion, black is forced to play e5, as I mentioned, and after bishop takes b6, white took back the pawn, and thanks to pawn d5, I believe white is slightly better, but I'm not that sure, because rook on c2 is active, bishop to g7, I can play queen a6 here, and yeah, the game remains very unclear. So one more time, after e5, can I sacrifice here? No, of course not. It's not about sacrifice. So if no, he didn't play e5. Wow. Queen to d8. Queen to d8. Actually, the move is not so bad. White defended the bishop and the pawn on b6 at the same time. I think Salem missed this move. Because otherwise you would never play bishop to d4. No, Salem definitely went wrong by bishop to d4. So sometimes really you need to to go for a direct attack. So somehow you cannot, I mean, playing both positionally and attacking style. When you sacrifice the pawn, you should continue. Okay, not always. This is not a rule, but here I believe this would be like a stronger. Okay, after queen d8, what to do? Rook d1 I was thinking to play, but this time black plays e5 without sacrificing the pawn. Queen d8, very strong move by young Norbek Yakuboev, and I don't know. Okay, can we move to board number 2, because this is also very interesting endgame. Yeah, g5, he did play g5, so this is a high quality move, high class player move, and h5, white cannot play f4. Yeah, this is how to play chess on the high level. Yeah, you never play on the same side. You need to create a second weakness. Yeah, black is intending to play g4 to fix the f2 pawn, or h4, playing against h3 pawn, f3. Yeah, just didn't allow black to play g4. But this time I believe that h4 is the move, creating a weakness on h3. At the same time, white maybe wants to play knight to e4, like using the outpost. Actually, black can play here f5, f6, f5, just taking d4, e4 square under control. All right, so back to board number 1, because this is the end game, but nothing decisive, nothing interesting here. So Salim clearly missed the move queen to d8. Clearly missed the move, and well, I don't know. It's really, so somehow you don't have the right to switch to positional chess when you are attacking. Yeah, when you start to attack, you should go for it. Yeah, knight g5, bishop g5, creating threats, and now we have like a turning the situation, turning the table. I don't see any threats for white. I don't see any threats. I don't see like a continuation. Knight g5 is just a tricky move. Because after bishop takes d4 there is no any threats, because after knight h7, bishop g7, the game is over. So what else I can recommend? Okay, rook d1, just play, I don't know, somehow this bishop d4 wasn't the right move. Yeah, so I don't know. I hope the game is still will continue. But the decision is really okay. Let's try at least to make the protected pass pawn after bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, e5, queen g7 and d6, or king takes g7. I don't know. Yeah, he did this, and d6. Queen takes f6 and e5. He went for it. Yeah. So somehow, if you don't see, you go at least for some ideas to create. And queen e3 back. Yeah, of course, changing the queens. At least now the queen on g7 is out of play, and white is switching the side, I would say. So now white is concentrated on the queen side. If white managed to collect the pawn b6 on a5, I would have like passed pawn. Okay, black is forced to take on d5, and after queen takes, yeah, taking on d5, white is down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds only, and black is still 5 minutes on his clock. So e takes d5, queen takes b6, black is still a pawn up, but this time white managed to activate his queen, so pawn on a5 is under attack. Yeah, the game is still completely unclear. I was probably too pessimistic about white's position. So of course, chess is a fighting game, so white is continuing to fight, and I don't know, knight e6 looks obvious. I think black should give the pawn back. Knight e6, and after queen takes e5, trying to activate the pawn. So d4, following by rook d8, queen f8, maybe sometimes d3. So I don't know whose pawn is more dangerous. I still believe black's chances are better. So once again, queen b6, knight e6, queen a5, and d4. And following by rook d8 and d3, white is just pushing the pawn, and rook on h4, on h3 is still out of play somehow. I don't believe white, actually, white maybe can manage, if I manage to play Knight e4 and knight f6, but okay, this is just a dream. Just a dream. I mean, I don't believe white can reach f6 square. So knight d2, black can play knight to g5 here. Knight to g5, or just push the pawn on d3. Okay, anyway, this is the idea. So back to camera. Queen takes b6, and I don't believe black needs to defend the pawn. So knight e6 is the move. Knight e6, go another back. Yes, he did it. This is very important move. You need to activate your knight, then to activate your pawn. So queen takes a5 and d4 Okay, white. I mean, actually, now if like I can see this position, white is also out of danger. I can just play knight to d4. Changing the knights, the pawn on d4 will probably lost. And now the most important thing, rook on g3 start to be very active. So I can play rook to activate the rook b3, b3, e3 with good chances to hold this one. But of course, white needs to be accurate. So knight e6, okay, knight d4 or queen takes a5. Or maybe I can play rook to h4, I don't know. The idea is just to take everything under control, to take the control of the fourth rank. The pawn on a5 is lost anyway. No, he took the pawn. I mean, Salim played the most direct way. Queen takes a5, d4. So normally black shouldn't even lose seconds on this move, d4. Or maybe rook d8 actually black can start with. So d4 is the move. So from this angle I can see black's clock. So white is down to 3 minutes and 35 seconds, and black is also short on time, but I believe the time is about equal, yeah. So 3 minutes 55 for black. 3 minutes 55 for black. It's a thrilling game, and the game is not over. So d4 is the move. No, I'm wrong this time. So queen f8, black wants to activate the queen. It's also not bad idea. I know the pawn on d5 is hanging actually. I know the pawn on d5 is not hanging, sorry. Queen f8, and if queen takes d5, knight f4 is coming. We call this double attack or fork. Queen f8, yes, he did it. So the pawn on d5 is not under attack. Queen f8. So queen takes d5 is impossible because of knight f4. So white needs to activate the rook on h3, rook h4, or maybe playing rook d1 or rook h4. I would play here rook h4. Yeah, you cannot keep the rook. Rook from a4 just is very good. Just no d4. White defends the pawn on a4. Yeah, so rook h4. So white is down to 2 minutes and 50 seconds, but both are very good blitz players. So blitz in chess, it's like playing fast, playing fast games, playing blitz games. I think blitz is this is a German word. I mean, most of chess words in chess, words in chess are German origin. So let's say blitz, it means fast or it means rapid. Zug, it means a move. So Zugzwang is like no moves. It's also a German move, so a German word. Because the best chess players of 19th century coming from Germany or from Austria-Hungary Austro-Hungary Empire. All right, so rook h4, Salim. Come on, you need to play this. You need to play this, otherwise you are under risk, I would say. Okay, rook d1, nothing wrong, but you don't want to keep the rook on h3 so long. So rook h4 is just a good move. Everything is under control. I don't believe white should be here too much ambitious. Yeah, rook h4. Yes, Salim. Yes, yes, you can play it. Yes, he did play rook h4, but after very long thinking. I don't know. I would never lose so much time on this very obvious move, in my opinion. Because bringing the rook into play, you need it. You stop d4. You defend your pawn on a4, and it's just a good move. When you see a good move, you play it, even you cannot calculate till the end. So just you should use your intuition, your feelings. So rook h4, and now black can play rook c4. This is one idea. Just created a passed pawn. Yeah, rook c4. The other idea is to move rook. I know, now the pawn on d5 is under attack. I was thinking rook a8, but this is just a blunder. The queen takes d5, white is a pawn up. White is a pawn up. Of course, black can play queen c5. Queen c5, this is just like a draw offer, I would consider. If black would play here queen c5, it's just a draw offer. Alright. So Noderbeck, now it's your turn to be ambitious or just to play queen c5 and to fix the draw. I don't know. It's really hard decision. It's really hard decision. But youngsters are very ambitious. And really queen c5 or rook, or maybe rook c4. So black is down to 1 minute and 5 seconds. If I can see from this view, from this queen c5. No ambitions. No. I mean, it's just a draw offer. Yeah, queen takes c5 and draw offer. Okay. And nothing to play, nothing to continue. It's a draw. Strong play. I mean, of course, it was impossible to avoid mistakes and this very sharp game. But it's a grandmaster play. It's a good game and well-deserved result for both players. Let's move to board number 2. Board number 2, because it's very wow. This is the current position. Okay, I cannot use my computer. I cannot use my screen because we have 15 minutes delay and the game is too far, and I can't. Okay, I will try, but we'll stay on the camera. We'll stay on the camera because we will stay on the camera. I will just try to put the moves just randomly. So once again, white king is on d3, knight is on d5, this, and this is the current position with white to move. Yeah, so now I can use my computer. So I have the same position. As on the board. So I can use my chessboard. This is the current position, and something went wrong for white. Okay, the normal play is just to changing as much as you can the pawns, but not this time. So black managed to take some space advantage and to install the knight on d5. So after king c4, knight d5. Yes, black once again got very good attacking prospects, attacking chances to win the game. So now knight e3 is a threat. After knight e3, followed by knight f1. I don't understand. Wow, that's so. Once again, I'm just repeating the same. Black is nearly to win the game. Win the game, especially after black creating the second weakness on g3. Yeah, that's really strange. It's really strange game. So at the grandmaster level, you have no right to lose such an endgame. I understand that white was slightly worse, and they need to face. I need to solve some problems, but still the problems were affordable. So just you need to play g4 to take some space on the queen side, on the king side. And look now at the structure. The pawn on g3 is a huge weakness. So after knight d5, the knight e3 is the threat, knight f6 is the threat, knight b6 is the threat, and black's position is simply winning. So let's go back to the camera view, knight d5, and despite to the big time difference, black is down to 4 minutes and white is 12 minutes. I don't believe white can save this one. Okay, so once again, the conclusion is you are grandmaster with almost 2.6 rating, but really you need to improve. You need to improve your game and your play in the end game. I don't know. It's like really white played a very weak end game. So okay. From the other hand, kudos to Parham Maksudlu, who was continuing playing, creating some small problems, and for Idani Puya, this is really and very instructive end game. I think he will learn the lesson and try to study not only the openings, not only the first line, but also the end game too. So really no chances to escape, because knight c3 lose to simply knight takes c3, king takes c3, and king d5. This is very well known end game, because I use the a4 pawn as a deflection, and when white comes to take, black takes on d4, then black collects the pawn on after king takes here. Now this is just bad. White cannot change the knights. And threat of knight e3, knight b6, sometimes knight f6, or knight takes f4 sometimes if the knight goes too far. A lot of threats. White is just simply lost. I mean, for the grandmaster level, this is obvious. For the grandmaster level, it's obvious because passed pawn in knight's endgame is very important. All right, so do we have some results? Yeah, Grandmaster Injic won his game against Grandmaster Daniil Yufa from Russia. Draws on board number 5 and board number 6. No big surprises on lower boards. And I would like to check a local player Hassani, Omran Hassani. He plays with woman grandmaster from China, Zhang, and the game is still won. Is a fighting game, and of course I'm following this result because Omran is my student and he's Abu Dhabi chess player. So, and let's say our big hope is his current Arab champion under 20 and national member players. Okay, let's go back to board number 2. This is the current position. Okay, so white played king to d3 back. Of course, king b5 is the move. Because knight c3 is just losing, because after knight takes c3, king takes c3, a4, the game is done. So king b5, yeah, maybe I can show the gear position. A king b5 is the move here. So knight c3 is just losing because knight takes c3, king takes c3, and black use his passed pawn as a deflection. King will take the pawn, then king takes d4, and easy win the pawn endgame. After king b5, okay, if knight goes to c5, then I just play a4, and my next move is just a3, a2, king b4, and winning the game. So I don't see any saving ideas. And after a4, unless white will try to sacrifice the knight. Knight takes a4, king takes f4, and king c4. But I believe I have knight takes f4. Do I? Knight takes f4, g takes f4, and g3. Yeah. The white king is too far to catch the pawn. So I think black king b5 is just winning. So we can have the position from the camera. So king b5, yes, he did it. Yes, he did it. Knight c5 and a4. And I don't see any ideas to save the game. Yeah, this is the game. This is very instructive. The game, how not to play the end game. Yeah, how not to play the end game. King c2, okay. White is still fighting, but really any hope? White king. I mean, there is a lot of ideas. Black can bring the knight. Let's say knight f6 followed by knight e4. Yeah. So this is the current position. White just play king to c2. I can play knight f6 and bringing the knight to e4. This is one idea. I don't know. Maybe king c4 doesn't win. No, I can play king to b4 using the activity of the king. Now I want to play a3. Yeah, probably this one is the simplest way to win the game. Simplest way to win the game. Okay, so back to the camera. Yes, knight takes f4. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice move. Knight takes g4, knight takes f4, pawn takes f4, and g3. And catch me if you can. Yeah, this famous movie of very famous film director Steven Spielberg. Catch me if you can. So really, you cannot catch the pawn. So it's time to resign. The pawn is too far. So even if you bring police, FBI, and all the security, you cannot catch the pawn. So pawn is just queening. No, really very poor play for Puya Idani. He is a strong grandmaster, but sorry to say this, he played pawn endgame, he played knight endgame as a beginner. Well, I should apologize one more time for this game, because really I was thinking that here we'll have a quick draw. I didn't pay too much attention to this game, at least in the middle game. But the opening was very interesting, very instructive, and I don't know. One more time, I would like to repeat. Really, Grandmaster Idani Puya needs to improve his defensive skills, his playing end game skills, because the way how he played the end game, it was really very bad, very bad. So you need to change the structure. You need to change the pawns, not to allow to create a second weakness. Well, it's, in my opinion, this is obvious. When I was teenager, or let's say at the age of 14 or 15, really this is easy understanding, easy play for white. Okay, this is famous Soviet school, famous old Soviet school. Nowadays, players uh, are concentrated more on the opening, and sometimes they really forget how to play the end game. And this is the case. This is the case. Chess is not only the opening, chess is not only the force variation, chess is not only following grandmasters preparation, but it's also about knowledge, about playing the end game, about strategy, about positional play, about activating the pieces, how to create create the second weakness, how to activate. I mean, it's a lot of things to improve in the end game. Once again, so we have draw on board 1, Salem with Yakuboyev. On board 2, Parham Maksudlu scored a win over his countryman Idani Puya, and we have one more decisive game on board 4. Grandmaster Alexander Ingic from Serbia defeated Daniil Yufa from Russia, and still we have some games to decide. All right, so long day in the office, long game to the office. Yeah, this is the board number 2, with Parham Maksudlu won his game against Idani Puya. So yeah, and players are keep analyzing, because really the game is very interesting with lot of analysis, with lot of variations, and you know, here you can really stay a long time. I would say stay forever on this position, because so many possibilities, so many attacking ideas, so many defensive moves, and I would say here in this position, attack on defense were about equal. So thank you for staying with us. Thank you for following us. Tomorrow we come back to normal schedule. The round is from 5:30 Abu Dhabi time, local time, with a lot of interesting games. And I would like to thank all my guests, my colleague Dmitry Komarov, all the staff, for very good transmission. I mean, it's getting better and better, and I hope tomorrow we'll do a great job. Stay with us, and me, Grandmaster Viorel Erdekescu, I would like to thank you for staying with us. It's very late here in Abu Dhabi, but for chess players, it's never late. You can thank you for following Abu Dhabi Chess Tournament, Chess Festival 2019, and I wish you good night and goodbye. See you tomorrow.